Good day and welcome everyone. It is John the Net Guy. I am here. It is show number 42. We are very excited to show you all the cool stuff. This is a jam-packed show. I know I say that every single time. I have more products on this live stream today than I think I have almost ever before. I've got 15 products. I know that sounds like a ton of products, but I promise you every one of them is a cool piece of gear, a cool gadget, or a cool gift, something for your house, something for out on the road, something if you're a traveler. We got a whole bunch of cool stuff today. I want to say a couple welcomes real quick. Andrew says, nice cutting board. And Andrew, nice to see you here. I got another YouTuber in the channel. He actually sent me a private DM and he shows me his TV. He's watching me on the big screen. So awesome. Good to see you here as well. More products than he uses in his beard, I think. I don't have my beard comb with me, or I'd make you feel bad about that, Pinky. Another great YouTuber, Pinky Tech there. So thank you guys all for showing up here. Who am I? I am John, the Net Guy. Not to be confused with Matt Granite, the deal guy, or anybody else like that. But if you're interested in any of the deals I've got tonight, I've got all 15 products linked in the video description. If you're on one of those other services that uses the description. If you're on Amazon, you got a carousel. It's like over here, or maybe it's down here if you're on mobile. But no matter what, there is a follow button on my Amazon shop. So I got to say hi to the Amazon folks. Welcome, everyone. It helps if I spell welcome right. I'm telling you, it's that kind of day. There's so much cool stuff going on. It has been so busy. I literally, like, my living room is starting to just have chaos. It's just all chaos. It's products, product boxes. I hooked it up on Prime Early Access Day, and I picked up a bunch of deals of things that I wanted to show you no matter what. So got some of those coming. Use some of them this Halloween. You know, I can pull up some fun photos here real quick while we're waiting. Just getting all loaded up and started here, giving a couple people some minutes to get in here. But let's talk about my Amazon shop while we're at it. So amazon.com/shop/the net guy. I'm going to pull it up for you over here so you can see it as well. I have to share my window there. So you can take a look at it. Well, that's the URL. If you go there, you're going to see something that looks like this, like, hey, me, I'm picture in a picture in a picture. You're also going to see an idea list. If you filter it by idea list, that's even better. And I've kind of roughly sorted these in the order we're going to go on them in the show. And it's like, it's so sad because there's such good deals. Like, I didn't want to put anything at the end. So we'll have to see. I'll play with the schedule here. I actually bought one of these items today because it was such a good deal. I bought another one. So the vendor sent it to me, but I bought a second one for my house because it's so cool. One of the deals right now is actually on sale. Offer ends in about 5 hours, 26% off of this KYY portable monitor. That looks really cool. I'm carrying around this AirTag wallet. We're going to play around with AirTags today. You're going to see how I use them, which may or not be legal. So don't get me in trouble if it's not legal. And then I'm going to show you some cool organization things. The first row there that you see a couple little tags there that say bestseller. Those are the #1 best-selling items in their category. And I've started to do that more and more. I like bringing you brand new brands, and a lot of brands have brought really cool products to us. But I wanted to bring you guys some cool stuff as well that is just the #1 best-in-class products. So first, to start that off, is actually something that I need to modify on the show desk here. So I'm going to move a couple things out of the way. Actually, you know what? I'm going to need this one to show it. And it's something I've actually used all over my little studio here. I've bought, I don't know how many packs of these, but it's actually these grommets here, these cable grommets. So if you're a YouTuber, if you're just a home office worker, if you are somebody that's got maybe a kitchen with a little kitchenette nook that you're working in, but you wanted to get rid of some of those unsightly cables that go off, over, upside down, on top of everything, this is the product for you. So the idea here on these products, and I'm going to bring them in the top-down camera so you can see them real quick. This, as you can tell, is one of my 10 packs. This is the second one I've gone through. Let's see how many I got left. Ooh, I might have a few. I've used this to drill holes and run cables through the top of desks, of walls. If you need to run something through a wall and you want it not to be weather tight, there's some ones that are, but this is a really, really cool one, especially for office furniture. So if you want to run stuff through, there's many, many different type of cable grommets. One of the nice things about this one is you don't have any plastic to break. It is plastic, but with a rubber top, and it's really, really easy to install and even easier to use. So if you're going to run cables, things like that, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but behind me, I've got cables that run underneath everything. And if I just pull one out here, there it is. There's a cable grommet right there. There's one there for the mic cables, and there's a couple even over here behind the Apple. So I use them all over the place. These are definitely one of my favorite products. So this is going to help you clean up and organize your cable mess at home, but you're going to need something to install them. Let's say you got a desk, not glass, that did not have one of these. Really, really super easy to install. I'm going to show you the 2-inch model. So if I go over here back to the Amazon, you'll see the sizing on these. So these are exactly 2 inches on the outside, and I'm going to use a 2-inch hole saw, which makes a hole that's slightly bigger than 2 inches because of the kerfing of the teeth. So there you go. So it's 2 inches right to the edge, and it's just under an inch thick. 2.4 overall to the outside edge, and it does exactly this. It super cleans up your area. But to install it, I'm going to need a tool, which leads us right to our next product. So let me go back here to the chat and see if anybody's got one of these. I'm just taking a look. Oh, hey, we got another friend of the show here. Randy J is checking in. You know, Randy, I think we need a few of these put in, over at our church. That's actually, we do sound and media, and we have a lot of cables running in a lot of places. This would be really cool for that. The next product I'm going to bring up that's a companion to this, I'm just pulling it up on the carousel, is a Lennox drill bit. Now, Lennox is one company that makes drill bits. This is it right here. I'm just going to show it to you on the top down. Now, why is it all beat up? Cut up and all the paint off of it? This is mine. This is the one I use all the time. So I put this thing to work, but one of the things that you're going to notice about it here, and I'm going to go on the side camera, see how, if you can see how close that is. The teeth are razor sharp on it. I'm trying to cover my face here so it can actually focus on it, but those teeth are razor sharp, and I've used this thing so much that it's actually got the paint off of it. Also has a very nice centering bit in there in this arbor. So Lennox makes a variety of these. They make ones that you can actually replace the different outside on the collar, and then you can have a different, the center arbor can stay the same. Saves you a little bit of money, but this one is available right now. Looks like it's $19.98. Great deal. It's one of those tools that you buy once and you're going to use forever. So there's that. I am going to drill a hole live in this desk. I'm going to try not to get myself in trouble with the YouTube police or anybody else. I was just looking for something. But I'm going to go ahead and drill that into this desk because I want to have a place where I can run cables up through the desk during a show. And I want to have a cable spot for my little product carousel that I usually put over here. So I'm going to put that right in this corner. So bear with me here. I'm going to go ahead and bring up the side camera here. Let's see, what do we have? Oh, there it is. It's mislabeled today. So that's the little side camera. Hopefully you guys can see what's going on here. I'm going to put the hole for this one right about here. Now I've checked the bottom side already. Now you're not even going to get to see me on the picture in a picture. That's so sad. I'll try to stand over here a little bit. So I'm going to put it right here. I already have a little hole marked where I want it to be. And again, when you're cutting close to the edge like this on something, I worry a little bit about breakout or chip out. In this case, I'm not too worried. This is a teak laminated countertop, essentially. Now, if you've got one of those IKEA pressboard ones, this is real wood, but if you've got an IKEA pressboard one, That can happen too. You know, I've used that one behind here. This one's from IKEA. It's a 6-foot countertop, and I've cut through it really well. Couple things, just some tips. Obviously, wear safety equipment in most normal circumstances. And I'll show you a trick here to prevent it from blowing out the bottom. When we get close to the end, and actually, there's a couple tricks I could do. Let me see if I got the right kind of tape for this. Ooh, I just did a a remote here. We went out and I brought a bunch of my stuff here. So what you can do is you can mark about how deep this is. I'm going to get that lined up. So you can mark about how deep the whole desk is on the bit with a piece of tape. And then you're going to know where you're going to stop. So I'm going to want to stop short a tiny little bit. I'm just putting this piece of tape here. So I'm going to stop short a tiny little bit, and then I'm going to go from the bottom side, and I'm going to drill upward, and I'm going to try to prevent this thing from chipping out. So locked into my drill. Now, if you start to drill down and you're worried about it splintering the teeth, I'll show you another trick here. So I'm going to start down, drilling through this. Now, right when those teeth engage, they can really tear up the material here. So where it's going to be right now with those teeth, I'm actually going to kick it into reverse. Now, reverse does actually cause it to drill. So it's actually drilling, and you can see it's scuffing it up right there. And I just want to scuff it evenly to break that top fibers there. So you can see how it's broken that. Now you can tape this and do that as well. But just because I've broken the top fibers, now I've got an option. So when I drill forward, it shouldn't create a mess. Man, I'm glad I'm not on the side camera here. Now, if you want, you can stop occasionally and you can clean up. I just happen to have one of the products I've shown earlier here, the Wise Robot Vacuum. So I'm trying not to make a super huge mess here. And I'm going to check the bottom. We're not through the bottom yet. We're not through the bottom yet, and my goal here is that when we get to the bottom, I'm going to switch it over. Still not there. It's a pretty thick desk. Okay. So I'm just starting to feel it from the bottom. Let me do a little bit more cleanup here. If you guys are just tuning in, you're watching John the Net Guy. We are drilling a hole in my studio desk live because I want to run cables through it. I'm using the Wise Robot, or the Wise regular vacuum here, the portable one, rechargeable one. Do a little quick cleanup. And then we're going to run a cable grommet through it, one of them that I have in the carousel. I'm going to go over here real quick. So be super careful on this one. There we go. So by drilling upward, oh, you guys missed that. By drilling upward through the hole, what I've done is I've minimized the chip out here. So the hole itself on the bottom and the top is not blown out. And it looks just like that. Now I'm going to grab one of the items that we had earlier. And I'm just going to drop it in. And now I have a perfectly fitting circle there where I can run cables down. The other nice thing is, as a YouTuber here, I'm worried about cables draping over the front or sliding around or falling. Because they've got this nice hole to go through, they're going to stay there. Now, don't do this with this thing energized, so I'm going to do it with the battery out. But one of the nice things about this Linux here is that it's going to have a hole to go through and release that piece of wood. So you can see this is a pretty thick desk as far as desks go. So we drilled most of the way down here, and then we got that little piece from the bottom here that you can see almost exactly on center. And that was how we were able to cut that hole. So I'm going to take a look at the chat here and see what they say. It says, a nice round file would be nice, but the grommet works better to cover it up. Absolutely. Yep, we could clean that. Start the 2/8 or 2 1/4 on the outside diameter. You can do the 2-inch in the center and you'll have a recessed grommet. Oh, what a great idea. I got to pull this up from Randy J, friend of the show. It says if you start with the 2 1/8 or 2 1/4, you could also have a recessed grommet. That's a great idea. That would look good in there too. Lots of great people here. Now I see it on the corner of my screen. So we're looking through here, just double checking. Amazon has the 80 millimeter ones I thought about buying for cable management and found fan mounting holes. That's great as well. So the hole saw, Andrew asks, yes, that's what we had up next on the show. So the first two products are literally these cable grommets, and we're going to pull those back up on Amazon. These are less than $1 each. $9.50 for 10 of them. You get a full 10 of them. Now, the whole saw is going to cost you a little bit, but like I said, it's paid for itself 10 times over. I drilled these things. I wish I had some pictures. I've drilled, I made my girls a custom desk. They have one on each side of the room that's connected in the center. And so I drilled power holes for them to run cables for chargers and other things using these as well. And I've used this blade over and over and over. So it'll last just about forever in there. So very cool. Thanks for checking in there, Andrew and Randy, with some great ideas. I'm just going to double check the Amazon chat and see if anybody in Amazon has asked anything. Kyle, yes, this is actually live. He asked 2 minutes ago, is this live? Kyle, this is the real world. Thank you so much. If you hit that follow button down there, tell me where you're at. I'll give you a shout out, Kyle. Thank you so much for tuning in on Amazon. We just checked this out. And again, I'm going to remove this hole saw. Be careful because they can be a little bit warm to the touch. I'm going to remove that hole saw because we don't need it anymore. But this allows me to do some pretty cool things. Remember we talked about that product spinner I've got? Ta-da! I can put my product spinner in there and I can run the cables downward. Show you a hot tip, especially if you have a bunch of cables in there already. Just push it up and out of the hole, run your cable through it next to the other cables, and then push it down. It's a whole lot easier to do that than trying to do anything else or push from the bottom or do whatever usually, especially if you have a bunch of cables in there already. So there we go. So there's my product spinner, and I'm going to go plug it in and we'll spin some products while we get loaded for the next item. So if you're interested in this, like I said, available for $9.50 right now. And there's the Lennox hole saw. Let's see if we can put that right there. Go to the side camera here so you guys can see it. There's the combo. And that's exactly what it looks like installed. One of the cleanest installs you're going to get. Really, really happy with this. They come in a 10-pack for $9.50, and the other one is $19.98. If you're just tuning in, it's John the Net Guy. I am your PC maven, tech tips, gear reviews, Amazon live streams. Thanks for joining. I do this every single Tuesday night. We're going to keep on going. Normally I bring you about 6 to 8 products, somewhere in that range. Today we've got a whole bunch of products. We've got 15 products. I am on kind of a theme at the start here of cable management. So we just installed that. I showed you how super easy that is. If we head over to my Amazon shop, you can actually see some of the other products here as well. Couple things that I would say. One of the things that I struggle with when it comes to cable management is once you get an item and you get rid of the cheapo zip tie that they give you, the twist tie, the wire tie, is having something to strap with. So this from the Velcro company looks like. This is the true Velcro brand you're getting here. This is from Velcro. This is one, again, that I've ordered a bunch of these. And I can point out around the studio where you may or may not have seen, but we have a ton of these in use already. So I'm going to open it up. There's 100 of these, and I've actually already got my own. I'll show you where that is. They come together just like this in 4 rolls of 25, and they're just concentric. Go ahead and throw one of these in your work bag, your tool bag, because you're going to use them. I actually gave a strip of these to my contractor. He's working on the house here because he had a bunch of electrical cords for construction. So this is what I'm down to left. That's all I've got left, sadly. But they're so useful. And I'm going to show you how to use them real quick here because some people get it wrong. Some people, when they see them, they think, oh, I'm just going to take... And they come off in a really long strand here, just so you know. They're continuous. Go ahead and pull it apart. And then make sure this one, and one on the end didn't actually get punched right. I'm going to throw that one out. Let's assume there's 101 in here. But I'm going to go ahead and pull this out. Now this end, if you look at it, see how it looks solid? It's actually got a little hole to pass the cable through. I see some people thinking like they should wrap this around and then try to loop it. And that works in some ways, right? You can do that if you want to tighten a cable that way. Maybe you got a bunch and you're trying to cinch them down. But I'll show you another trick on how I do the cables. Works really, really well for me. So again, this is from Velcro Company. I'm going to pull it up. This is another one of those #1 bestsellers. 31,000 positive reviews on Amazon for this. This is my HDMI cables box. So I'm going to pull this out here so you guys can see it. This is my HDMI cables box. This is where all of my cables go. And I have a tendency to wrap cables this way. And this is horrible for your cables and leaves them kinked when they're done. So now this thing's got like a twirl in it. The other thing is these HDMI cables and other cables, they're getting so small in there now. They're stranded wire. And if you cut these open, I'm trying to see if it'll actually say what wire gauge it is on these. It's high speed with Ethernet, it says. Doesn't say the wire gauge, but it is tiny. 24, 26 gauge wires in here. So doing that's not great to them. So let me show you the trick on how to use these Velcros. Take the end here, and I do this with AC adapters for computers. Run it through just like that. So run it through that hole and basically just leave it. Now, it's not going to go anywhere. You can plug your cable in, use it, leave that on there. If you have excess cable that you need to loop up, you can loop a couple loops here before the end, wherever you're plugging this thing in, right? Slide this down and just roll it over. And it works in both directions. You don't have to worry. Okay, so now I've shortened my HDMI cable to exactly what we need, and I can tuck this behind a TV and I don't have stuff hanging down. If I'm ready to go somewhere, same concept. I always keep, I don't know, let me know in the chat if you do, but I always keep an HDMI cable in my work bag because I know that I'm going to go stay at a hotel. The hotel's going to have garbage for TV, and I want to catch up on, you know, any of the Lord of the Rings stuff that's coming out there, the Rings of Power. That's one I'm going to show here in a little bit, a clip of. Hopefully I don't get DCMA'd. Or DMCA'd. But then, you know, you can put it in your bag like this. That's a lot better than doing tight twists here as well. And Zachary, welcome to the show, man. Zachary tuning in tonight. He says, I have like a dozen of those exact same ones. Those are so amazing. Yes, they come in a 100-pack, and I use them a bunch. Now, another option here, again, is you can do a looser loop. And because these things are a full 8 inches, if you want to store your cables, I tend to do this as well. So you still, it's a little bit tighter end radius, but you can do something like this, and then they fit flat in a large bin like this instead of having a bunch of tight ones. So again, that's how they come from the factory, but as soon as you lose 2 of these, you're in trouble. So you can put more and more of these cables flat in here, and it actually saves space. You can see how much room those 2 little ones take versus all these other ones that are going everywhere. So that's one suggestion, and these are not just limited to HDMI cables. So I'm gonna slide. Let me know how my audio is. I have my receiver moved on me. So again, USB Type-C cables and the infamous, this is one I actually showed on the show last week. This was from Anchor. This is the cable to their massively large B600 video bar, which is actually a great webcam. It's a great professional webcam. But as soon as you take this thing out, again, you take it with you, you've lost that little wire tie. Now I have this massive mess here to deal with. So what am I going to do with this? Well, when I'm going to take this in my bag, I'm going to do something like this with it. So again, whether I'm using this naturally, now I can go hand over hand. And like I said, the way I like to use these, just rip off another amount, and you can give these to friends. That's the one thing. Like I said, if you're on a work trip and you see somebody struggling with their laptop power, take this. I'll show you how I do it. I loop it around first. You can do it before or after, but I prefer to loop it first and just leave it on the cable latched like this. Leave it near the base of the adapter where it plugs in. Slide it down a little bit. And I'm going to show you my travel bag here in a second. You're going to see that I use these on those cables. So there you go. Now this thing's not getting tangled on everything. You're not fighting it and doing all that kind of stuff. So just checking the chat real quick. Bundling PSU cables. Jonathan Talks Hardware. That's a really good idea if you don't have a modular power supply. And again, another thing, I don't know if you've seen the cost of real 100-watt USB-C data cables. These things are expensive by themselves. If you go to buy them, they can be $15, $20 each. And again, tiny, tiny wires here that get broken very easily. So that's another cool way to do it. Velcro ties on the microphone boom. That's a great idea. And then run the cables along the shock mount. Now you're reading ahead in the script, Andrew. I appreciate this. Thank you so much, Andrew. Like I said, I use these all the time. You've seen them without even noticing that you've seen them. So I've used the GoPro constantly here. So say hi. But to keep the cables from falling down, I keep a zip tie or a Velcro tie here. Now I constantly use there it is right here, right on the boom arm, just like you're talking. I run my cables down, and I'll even on a microphone run them down the base here. But I've got them on the other side of the room over there as well. So I'm constantly using these Velcro ones. This is the real official Velcro brand. Say that 3 times fast. They do not go bad. I've used them forever. They're completely reusable. Unlike those little wire ties, which you use about 3 or 4 times and then they break. That's garbage. These things are completely reusable, and so I love to use them. Just taking a look real quick here. Cable management and PCs, that's another one. Audio sounds great, as always. Thanks, Pinky, for checking in on me. There is another product that's in line with this as well that I want to bring up. So I'm going to put our Velcro over here on the carousel. Let's let it spin for a little bit here. Again, from the Velcro company. Did you know, here's a tip here. I will send a package of 100 Velcro, US only, for the first person that writes in chat the year Velcro was invented, the correct year. So go ahead and ask your home assistants. I'm watching the chat here. The first person that does that, I will send you a package of these Velcros, or to anybody you want as a gift, because they are very affordable. The Velcro tie wraps here are $13.22. So let's see how quickly. I wonder if I can put the chat up here for you guys. Let's see. New comments will display here. It says, I got the chat. Send it to my mom. Okay, did you get the year? You got to say the year. Oh, in the 40s? 40s is close. Do we have a year? I'm thinking the year that Amazon says that Velcro came out in. This will be fun. I love this. Look in. It is always dangerous to put chat up live, but I figure you're seeing the chats in Amazon anyway. I'm taking a look at Amazon. There's 5 people watching in Amazon right now. What year was Velcro? 48. Andrew's got it. There it goes. 1948. So this stuff's been around forever. And what do they still send every single thing with? Wire ties. Look at that. James Green coming in close with the 1957. If you can cite a source on that, James, put that in the chat. Company was in 1957. Good point. Yeah, I think it was invented in 48. Very good. Very good. Fun little bonus giveaway there. I'm going to show you one other product. And honestly, I have not unboxed this product yet, but it is another one of the #1 best-selling multi-purpose cable management clips. Let's take a look at it real quick. This is from the company called O'Hill. Here we go. And multi-purpose cable management set. Now, there's some reviews on this that are positive and negative. I think once you actually read the reviews, the people that put some negative reviews, and I had to go through carefully and read them. I was actually kind of surprised that they leave those up. I wish you could actually go onto Amazon and refute a negative review on a product, because a lot of people are like, it shipped a day late, so I'm giving it a 1. It's like, no, the product's still great. It's the shipping from Amazon's not their fault. That was the snowstorm in your neighborhood or whatever it was. Let me pull up the Amazon page real quick on these just so you can see a bigger picture of them as well. But from, again, O'Hill Company, these are their clips. Now, they will hold anything from 0.1 inches to 0.2 inch cables. So you can use them for just about anything. And you can run different size cables in different slots. And I think that's one of the reviews. But lots of really cool stuff. It is on sale right now for $7.99. It's $1 off. There's a couple places that are just kind of not traditional to use these. I saw them in some of the stuff that I'm kind of totally steal and show you as well. So let's open this up real quick. Now, they do have official 3M adhesive on that, so I want to show you that real quick. So that's the official 3M adhesive. They do stick, and this kind of adhesive from 3M generally doesn't transfer well. So it's one of those things you kind of want to be sure. Like if I'm going to stick this down here, it's going to be in big trouble. So we've got one of the fives, two of the five, two threes, two twos, and a bunch of these doubles and singles here. So the kit is supposed to have 16 total. Did I get that many out? So let's do that count real quick. Yep, so we got 4 groups of 4 there. Couple things that you can use them for. Obviously, I'm going to grab some of our cables that we just put away. If you've got that webcam we were talking about earlier with the very long, troublesome cord that has to be plugged in all the time, so you've got it here. You can put this on the back of a desk, and it's super simple. You just pull it through, and now it's going to still have some slip, but it's going to stay. So again, that's the smaller size. Now, I want you to show you what happened with, I think, with some of those reviews. So the one in the right is the 0.2 inch, and the one on the left is the 0.1 inch. So these things are designed to hold different size cables. So if I've got I'm going to bring it up here. If I've got a large power cable, and I haven't even tried this thing's actually oversized. There it goes. So a very large power cable for my extension cord here fits in, and it fits in nice and snug. That's going to work great on this. You have no chance in putting it in this one. And again, I could play the review back, but I don't want to embarrass the person. But they were like putting their wire through it and going, oh, it doesn't hold. Like, well, yeah, because they're different sizes, right? So this one is really slippery. So that's a cool idea. But what I was going to show you was a way to use them. And I'm going to see if there's a better way. I'm going to bring you guys over here. That is totally not the camera I wanted. Sorry, guys. Just popping you all over tonight. I use my iPhone, the Show iPhone, a lot. And I want to have the cord sitting right here. Give me 1 second. I just moved my audio. So I use the Show iPhone a ton, and I would like to have this cord available to me all the time right here. A trick that you can do, and I don't know which size I want to pick on, is you can actually take it and you can stick it to the front edge. Now, teak and anything with a lot of oil in it may or may not stick. The other thing is the age of the product. Now, that actually stuck pretty well. Yeah, that's in. Some glossy finished woods don't stick real well. So again, that's going to hold it in there. So not only can you use this just as a traditional product, but it's actually doing a purpose here. It's holding that cable. So when I'm ready, oh, see, there it came off the adhesive. So again, I might scuff this up with some sandpaper. Just because, again, highly finished woods, not going to do real well sticking. So that's that 3M adhesive. So not the product's fault, but again, cool way of putting just a charger available to me. I can pull it out of there, plug it right into the phone, and keep going. So another neat, cool product. Hey, we got a guy coming in. PC Tech Hustle says, I made it. Yes, you did, Dan. Another great YouTuber. I'm like full of YouTubers tonight. I don't know how that is, what I did wrong. I mean, what I did right, but again, this is from O'Hill, one of the favorites on Amazon, clearly, just by the reviews, and a #1 bestseller. This is for cable management. So if you've got a bunch of cables behind your PC, maybe you're a YouTuber, maybe you've got a bunch of USB cables that you need to hide, this is another great way to do that. So different sizes for different places. They're all using that 3M adhesive. You got singles and doubles. I know PC Tech Hustle has a bunch of really cool RGB in his studio. Those take wires to run to, and you've got to guide those wires. We're probably using gaffer tape and other stuff that we use as YouTubers, but this is another great option instead of gaffer tape if you're going to use that. And that, again, from O'Hill Company. So that is one of the last cable management tricks that I've got up my sleeve. So I wanted to give you guys a quick show of that and a quick unboxing. That's one way to use it. Let's show you one other cool product that I ran across. And this is serving a purpose every day for me right now. That's so cool. Let me put the Show iPhone off to the side here. I'm going to try to do, move this cable clip over here. Move this over. I'm sorry, I'm actually using the cable clip that I just got, and I'm going to have it hold my audio box over there. So now it's holding it by the cable. Let's hope that that works a little better. I've got one more organizational thing that I've started to use here. I'm going to pull it up on the carousel right now. And this is actually from Well. It was a product that I actually saw first on TikTok, believe it or not. Let me know if you guys are big TikToker or shorts or use any of those kind of stuff. But I saw a lady use this, and I said, man, I got to have one of those because it's going to work really well for me. So the next product up on the show from Well is actually a 2-drawer under desk storage system. So pretty slick here. Let me pull it up on Amazon first so I don't forget. And you'll see where you can use this because it's really cool. And Jonathan Talks Hardware, let me know on this one because I talked to some of my other YouTube friends today. I was like, we all seem to have these IKEA desks or, just countertop desks, and they don't have a lot of storage with them unless you came up with the Alex thing. But this is a way to add storage to any desk that you have out here. One of the things that I'm constantly worried about when I start my show is I'm like, where's my microphone pack? And where is the light remote? Because I can't turn this light on and off for my sign. Where is the light remote for my sign? Now, I've actually, let me just show you here on the side camera. Do I have it? Yep. I have actually installed this over here. You'll see it. It actually has my remotes in here. So I can grab my remotes whenever I need them right before a show. And then when I'm done, I can put my mic pack in here. But let me show you something else that's cool. It actually has retention, but you can remove it. It's almost about the size of a pencil case, let's say. So this is a 2-pack. This is one of the 2 in the pack that I've used here. And that's how I store my stuff as well. But let me pull it out and I'll show you all the pieces for it. It is just simple plastic. It does lock from actually falling too far out, which is important. Let me pull that out so you guys can see it a little bit. So this is from Well. Now, I've already taken one of these out, like I said, and installed it just so I could see how it goes. Now, again, the unit is designed to sit upside down. Now, it'll hold quite a bit of weight. We'll have to go see what it actually is rated for because these are recessed pretty deep. But I didn't need to drill into my desk. I was actually able just to use the included 3 pieces of adhesive that it has. And then here is the user manual. It's super duper simple. I'm telling you, if you can't handle that, there's something wrong with you. Because it's very, very straightforward. What you can literally do is peel off the back strip, put one there, peel off the other strip, and put one there. Now, you can use this under a desk like I'm using mine, and it'll hold whatever items you need. Or you can use this in a cabinet if you need an extra shelf in a cabinet. Maybe you're not using the full height of your area. You want to put these under shelves, drawers. You can do that everywhere. That's where I saw a lady, and she actually used it to store, I think it was like, some grains or something else that she had in there. And I've seen pencils and other stuff. But let me go ahead and pull it up real quick on the Amazon. We'll take a look, see how they used it here. So there's their under desk method. So there's open and closed. Every once in a while, I like to look at the reviews. On this one, 971, because sometimes people have just awesome ideas on how to use it. So Scott B, here you go, man. Make sure you don't need more depth. Yes, some things, are going to be longer than this. So there you go. That's how he's attached it. Now, you can use the screw holes in the top and actually get a very firm attachment there. I was just looking real quick. Oh, they want more room, more room. Oh, you know what? That was under a monitor stand. Did you see that? That's another great idea. Who's this one? This is from Pilot Desu. So they have used that. Another one, another monitor stand. What a great idea. So if you've got remotes, microphone pieces, adapters, chargers, cables, things that you need quick access to, what a great idea from Well. Now, I'm not going to install this because I'm actually going to keep this one handy. I've got another IKEA desk over there, which is, okay, fine, I'll show you. So you guys can see. There's my streaming setup over there. That's what I see when I'm looking over there. I've got my streaming, my lights, and my wire management that I need to do. But I want to put one right there for me, right next to my mouse. I want it to slide out. So I'm literally going to use this one over there and install it later. So I'm not holding out on you, but I just did want to do a quick unbox. And I've already installed the other one where I like it from Well. Let me know in the chat if you think that you would use something like this. Used a ton of gaff tape on stages, Andrew says. That's totally. And then FEP Labs. I can't put that on the screen, FEP. I know it's not quite a swear word, but You know, the Amazon sensors. I try to keep them off my back as much as I can. Nobody in my house has a stand like that. Oh, and then Pinky's getting me in trouble as well. Oh my goodness, you guys are too much fun. Another product coming right up here. I'm trying to make sure I have them in the right order because we got lots of really cool stuff. When we talk about organization and cable management, I cannot talk about that and not bring up the idea of charging. Now, my kids, the charging stations that we have, I've got the wall outlet chargers. I've showed you guys how to install the ones. I've got a double charger here. I've got a multi-charger. You guys are getting a whole view of the studio today. I've got a multi-charger here from Anker with 6 different things, and they're all in use, powering different devices around the studio. So I've got a lot of those, and I'm always constantly looking to charge stuff. I'm going to show you some products up here, which are going to take 2 chargers for 1 product even. Always looking to charge tablets, phones, and whatever. Now we have also a new rule with our kids, and not new, we've had it for a while, but we have a rule with our kids that they have to bring up their devices at the end of the day and plug them in upstairs. So that's caused all sorts of consternation. and you know, the other thing is they're racing to find an open cord or slot. The next product is a multi-device charging station, which is awesome. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name. It's from MSTJRY. MSTJRY. So if you don't have one of these, amazing. I got to tell you, this has been a game changer in this house. Up to 5 devices because it has 5 charging ports on it, but they don't all have to be iPhones. Here's the cables that you get with it initially. 3 Lightning, 2 micro USB, and 2 USB-C. Now, some of you guys are going, oh, I want one with, you know, more of this, more of that. Okay, that's fine. They have different models that you can pick up that have different combinations. There's even, I didn't put them in the carousel, but there's lots of them that sell you these little cord packs. They sell you a small set of cords, which is really cool. So you're going from literally that to that, and it's been an amazing change in our kitchen. My wife is a huge organizational nut, and so this has been an awesome change for her because it's actually allowing her to keep the kitchen clean, keep the devices out of the kids' rooms at night, because again, as a parent, you don't want your kids tic-tacking all night, as I call it, and cleans things up. I've seen a lot of these at like my kids' karate class. They have a stand, I think they even have 2 of them now, where the kids come in from after school, they put their phones in the block because they're going to class, and they plug all their phones in. And it doesn't matter if you have Android, iPhone, whatever kind of plug, because you're going to have them. So let me pull the product up real quick. I'm going to splice in a really cool montage video that I did for this thing when we do the full review, but I'm just going to show you real quick how it works. And apparently I put it underneath where I was doing all my drilling over there earlier. So pretty slick little device here. I'm going to take the wire tie off of it. Remember, I need to start a campaign that's just like no more wire ties, and we'll just go all Velcro. But I'm going to go ahead and plug this into my base. It only takes 1 simple plug. And the sweet thing about that is you have room for everything else. Whereas if you were going to put in 5 AC adapters, you know, and again, this is 2.4 amps each. Let's look at the continuous rating here. Total max output is 8 amps. So you would be 2.4 times 3 plus a device, you know, maybe getting less power. But what I found is they've all charged up at night, no problem, haven't had any issues. But let's start stacking it full of devices and we'll see what we can do. So I got the Show iPhone here. If you're on Amazon, say hello. I've got some cool promos going on right now that's coming up on products that are coming up. I'm going to go ahead and punch this thing in real quick so you guys can see it. So we'll do that. So number 1 is charging there. Let's get the other Show iPhone charging. So I got another iDevice here. Let's grab the next cord. There we go. So that one's charging. Did I get that right? Yep. I'm going to go over here to my bag because I just happen to know that I have a couple more devices hidden back here. Okay, now I'm on to a tablet I showed you a few weeks ago. So this is going to be an Android tablet. It's going to be USB-C. There we go. So that one is charging. You can see it just started up as soon as I plugged it in. Now that thing's going to be beeping at us the whole show. Again, this backpack over here is later in the show. That's a great deal I got to tell you about here in a bit. But another device here that I was carrying in that. I wish I could carry the multi-device charger in my stuff. Now, these cords are long enough to reach, right? So I'm able to reach that cord and set that in there. Now, if I turn this around for you guys that are watching, I've got 4 devices charging simultaneously, one cord. This fits nicely into the corner. Now you can face it with the cords out, or you, if your people know how to plug things in and put them in there, you can face it that way. So rather than having a bunch of things plugged in, scattered around the couch, wherever, this is an awesome way to do that. Another one of my favorite products here, so very excited about that. Let me know what you think about it in the chat. So price on this one is $39.99. It is not on sale right now. So I wanted to do that, and gets rid of a lot of your chargers. You know what? Make those portable chargers for when you go on the road. Put them in your bag, whatever. Give them a new life somewhere else, because this is going to replace a brick of chargers. If you're a parent, somebody that has an office, or maybe you're just a nerd like me and you have a bunch of devices, this is one of the coolest devices I've had all year. I'm going to take my show iPhone back here. Hey everyone, welcome, and a promo code is coming soon. If you're on any of the services, if you take a look at the description, I put the promo code for some products that are coming up. There are 2 products that have exclusive promos tonight, which is really cool. I love it when brands do that. It's a way for them to know that you're watching on here and purchasing while you're on here. It's also a way to save you more money on the product, which I love too. So that's really cool. And I'm not going to pronounce the name, but this is a 5-device charger, and you can see how easy that was to load up with. I put 4 full devices, again, all charging at max power. It does not do the PD, standards and all that kind of stuff. So you're not going to be doing the, 30 watt or more. You're not going into the 12 and 19 volt charging, but honestly, not a lot of people need to do that every night. And some of that can even be hard on the batteries in your devices. So, charging at full speed all the time. Even the iPhone now regulates the time of day when it charges. Zachary says, hello, I'm here. Hey, Zachary, thanks for watching, man. I appreciate that. So again, this is that multi-device charger. It does come with 2 additional cables. So you're going to have 5 slots, and you're going to have a total of 7 cables. I'm missing one of the cables. I think the kids stole it, but it's okay. I stole this off the kitchen counter, and I'm like, gotta go. So I stole this, but this is what we use every night. Now, when you get it, it's not going to have these little tabs in here, but depending on the size of your devices, you can actually shrink this down a little bit. If you've got larger devices, you can widen it out a little bit. So pretty cool. I just kept it all at this natural even amount, and it's working pretty well for me. So that is the last of the organization products for today. I'm going to bring this down. Now we're going to get into some cool stuff. As if stuff already wouldn't be here. You remind me of my grandson, Gerald. Well, Zachary, thank you so much. Hopefully Gerald's a great guy. And I'm going to bring up the next product, which is a projector with Wi-Fi. Oh, by the way, Zachary, if you haven't done it already, there's a follow button somewhere on the screen. If you do that, you're going to get notified each and every time I go live. And the cool thing about that is I do giveaways. I just did a giveaway a little bit ago, and I gave away a set of Velcro stuff from here, and I've got more and more coming. Yes. So he says, very pleasant. Yes. And he gave me a follow. Thank you so much, Zachary. Every single little bit counts. So the next product I want to show you is from a company called Fudoni. And it is a compact projector. Now, we've got projectors at my church. We've got projectors that I've used before in business and doing IT stuff. You're constantly the guy replacing bulbs or doing whatever. This is a very budget-friendly projector, costing about the cost of a bulb for most normal DLP and other projectors. It's not going to have 3D capability. It's not going to be a very high-end $1,000 plus home theater projector. It's just not designed for that. But what it does do is compete incredibly well in the budget projector market. Now, I've shown you projectors before on the show, and they were about twice this size. So this is a very compact size. I do have an unboxing video I was going to play for you guys One, gives me a chance to have a sip of water here, and two, I've got a way to show this to you. It's really, my studio is small. Everybody that's ever been here is like, wow, you do that in this little tiny closet of a space? I'm like, yeah, wide angle lenses are amazing. But I have this set up because this can cast up to a 300-inch screen. Now, again, that's not going to be as bright as you probably want to enjoy it at. 100 inches looks amazing. So while TVs in the 60, 70-inch range have come way down in price, they're not going to meet this. Couple caveats: make sure your room is incredibly dark. So that's going to be one thing. Second, it's only going to get as black as the darkness of your room. So the brightness can get brighter, but it's only going to get that dark. From a lumens perspective, we'll go look at the exact rating on it. I kind of go by the seat of my pants because a lot of these lumen ratings are never, you're not looking at the exact apples to apples. I've seen some that are as low as 20 lumens that they advertise and some that say 10,000 lumens, which we know are not accurate. So in this case, this one is bright enough that in a darkened room, you can have an enjoyable experience, whether you're watching movies or playing video games. The input lag isn't that bad on this. I was kind of surprised. So I'm going to do a quick unboxing video from Fudoni, and I will actually also, while I play this for you, I will actually be unboxing this one and getting it out.
This is John the Net Guy, and this is the Fudoni Full HD Wi-Fi projector unboxing.
Now, think of like a really cool background track going with this thing. It's double speed. That guy's really going to be a lot faster than I am. But one quick thing right off the bat that I noticed on this one I like is a carrying case that carries everything in it. So real simple to use user manual. Got all the standard cables, but they've got wire ties. Looks like, is it wire ties or is this one the one that has the... I saw one of them that included Velcro and I was so happy about it. So there's the lens cover, which I pull off here. It's a little bit different than a standard projector. You know, some of these have different styles. I've shown you a bunch of different ones on here. I play around with this thing for just a little bit. That is the adjustable leg. Now, some of them have a drop leg. That one is screw in and screw out. The keystone is adjusted. So if this thing's at an angle, the keystone is going to be adjusted behind the focus wheel. And the next wheel is the focus wheel there. So there you go. That is the projector unboxing that you just saw. And we're back here. And guess what? I was able to get mine unboxed in the same amount of time while that guy was doing all the work. I'm going to just do a quick overhead shot here so you can see it. Again, decent size lens on this, and it puts out a ton of light. Now, it does put a little bit of noise out too, because again, if you think of these really, really high intensity Cree LEDs, I don't know exactly what kind of LED lighting it uses, but you're not going to be replacing the bulb in this. It's not going to have a traditional halogen bulb, which has a lot of heat also, but it does put out quite a bit of heat, so it has a fan. About half the volume of the ones I've shown you here on the show before. So not incredibly loud. I think this would actually work really well at our church. I was actually going to let them do that here. Taking a look here. I have an older model and it's great. Just looking at a couple people talking in the chat. So again, from Fudoni, this is a projector. I'm going to pull up real quick some actual video of using it. Now, I was in my robe this morning, so I'm not going to be on video in this one, but it was still dark out, and I've been racing to get this thing tested out, and I have some big windows, but I wanted to show you what the Fudoni projector looks like and how it plays. So right away, I plugged my Fire TV into this thing. So it does not come with Fire TV automatically, but I want to talk about that. The other interesting thing about projection, and I want to tell you about this, is look at the lightness in the room. The ambient light in the room is way down on this one. I did that on purpose, and I'm capturing this with my GoPro. But there's a black level there, and you can see it's not perfectly uniform black across the back. That's not actually the Fire TV. I have a couple other shots of it later. Just want to show you the black uniformity. It's not going to make much of a difference, but you know, you crazy theater buffs that have to have everything within a certain amount. Again, this is slightly less, but what it is doing is it's shooting through some sort of LCD mask and having to you know, put it out there. I'm impressed with the black level that it does have when everything is set to black. So a lot of talking there to show you the Fire TV intro here. But with the two HDMIs, and I'll pull those up while it's loading that. So two HDMI, two USB, got microphone headphone out and AV input. So it's going to have AV input for your really super old-fashioned composite plugs, not component, composite, I believe, right? So here we go. So I'm not trying to give you any spoilers here, but Rings of Power, I was a little bit behind on this one, so I did pull up the Rings of Power. Again, super easy to navigate the Fire TV menu, but what I was looking for specifically were some of the color settings. It has about 4 different modes between vivid, soft, medium, and user. The brightness on vivid was really bright, but it lost a little bit of contrast, which is what you expect. So if you're looking for something that you want to have really good, and I muted this so you don't get any spoilers of what's going on in here, but you can see the brightness there. Or I think I should have muted it. Let me make sure it's muted there. So you can see there, the Rings of Power. The volume controls and all the menus are accessible on the top of the unit. Now, that's something that the other unit I showed you before did not have. If you didn't have the remote, you were out of luck. And so that's one of the things I actually liked. But you could see the high brightness that this has. It's actually brightening the room. So I'm using a 100-inch projection sheet here, a screen. It's just tacked up to the wall with just, push pins. But that's one thing I would recommend. If you are going to pick this up for your kids, again, great price on it right now. But if you are going to pick it up for your kids, make sure that you have something to project on. A colored wall, anything like that is going to get you in trouble. Somebody's saying DCMA or DMCA. Yeah. No, I'm not showing any audio there. We're just showing some video quality of some video clips at a side angle with me over here. So just showing you again how it works, what it looks like here. This is another cool thing with a Fire TV. So you pair this with a Fire TV that I showed you the other day, and now I've got Beach Buggy Racing. Now, I wanted to show you right there. I'm changing through the video modes, and you can see the colors look so much better there on that mode. And it changes the brightness and the aspect. Now, any lagging that you see here is just Amazon or YouTube or Restream. I'm replaying the video. But I wanted to show you here that you can actually game on this thing. And any brightness shift is actually my GoPro because it was set to auto exposure mode. But I actually was playing this game with the regular TV remote. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to go to that map. I think I go back here and pick a different map and we go do it. But we'll see some gameplay here in a second. So again, from Fudoni, this is their budget projector. And it's, to me, better than a lot of the really expensive projectors were 6, 7, 8 years ago, right? I'm projecting about a 100-inch screen here. It's projecting on widescreen at the moment in here. And you're going to get to see when it goes. Color, frame rate, input lag, very, very, not noticeable. Sometimes projectors had a really big lag with them, depending on how they were doing their stuff. But I'm literally gaming on a projector. And I've not been a huge projector fan, especially because, prices have come down on a few other things. But projector pricing, I'm amazed that the technology has come in here. So we're going to talk about black uniformity next. Now, this is a completely black screen with no image on it, and you probably can't tell the difference. Unfortunately, with Amazon and compression, you probably can't see the difference. I did pause it because I wanted to show you that. One of the best menu systems, and I don't really promote menus on a lot of these, budget-friendly electronics, but this one actually worked really well. And I wish I could zoom in a little bit for you here, but HDMI 1 and 2 are the 2 buttons along the top. The settings button goes into all of the brightness contrast. This is all available right on the remote or on the top. It does have Bluetooth output, so you can actually output to a sound bar or sound system over Bluetooth, also via Wi-Fi. It has USB direct play, which is awesome. So you can play photos, text, music, or videos right from the USB stick on here. And in my case, I was powering the Fire TV stick from the USB port. So you only have one cable plug in. I could see mounting this, having it mounted permanently in a location in a kid's room or something and give them something really, really cool. So Sam Tech says, you're the best. Your channel's the best. I like that, Sam, and I'm totally humble too. But Pinky says, thanks, Sam. You're awesome, which, Sam, you are. You're in good company here, man. Good to see you again. So again, really great menu system. I just wanted to point that out on here. And an amazing feature, which I really have not covered yet, screen mirroring. So if you want to do presentations from a Mac, from a PC, Android or iOS or iPad, you can do all of that with the screen mirroring capability this has. Now, It connects to Wi-Fi. We're going to go into the screen mirroring hopefully here in just a second here. So the screen mirroring capability is pretty slick. I had some trouble with the iOS. I was going to screen mirror my phone this morning, maybe show some pictures. Had a little bit of trouble with it this morning. I think it was the Wi-Fi. This does have 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, and mine it has a combination of both on the same access point name. So I might play around with that a little bit and see if I can get in here. I'm going to go into the screen mirroring options. So this is another cool area of the menus. This is what it looks like when it pops up here. Again, from Fudoni. You can see how dark that room is and how much brightness this thing's throwing out. It's reflecting off. So Android capability, iOS capability, and the settings menu is where you can do all this. So you're not going to cast to it in the middle of like a show. You have to actually go in here and say, okay, now I want to cast to it. But what's cool about it, like with the Android system, is it'll tell you what the name is, what the Wi-Fi it's on, and what to do. Same thing with iOS. If you come in here, it's going to say, hey, here's how you go through and set it up. There was one little quirky thing. You had to say, am I doing screen sharing or am I doing AirPlay? So it does support AirPlay, and I'm not sure if it was a Miracast or AirPlay thing. So, you know what, Jonathan? He's saying, I was thinking about the Nebula Portable, but I think this will be it. And you know what? The price on this thing right now, phenomenal. I'm going to come back to that here in just 1 second. I believe that's the end of the video I wanted to show you there. So I'm coming back to the studio. I'm going to go ahead and bring this projector up on Amazon just so I can show you a few things. Like I said, the budget projector market, I went to Walmart the other day. I have a picture. I didn't think to put it up here. It's getting pretty compact, right? There's a lot of different vendors in here, and a lot of the products that they carry are not the best quality. I tend to shy away from doing projector reviews specifically for that reason. I don't know about the longevity of a lot of these things, but take a look at the pricing on this. So it's saying it's got 350 max ANSI lumens, which again, in a very dark room, that's going to look great. It does have this $100 coupon on top of it. So you're going to have to be logged into Amazon to use the coupon. That brings the price to $169. So if you've got an Xbox, you've got a PlayStation, you've got a Switch, you've got a gaming PC that just occasionally you want to throw up and have it be huge and use a wireless keyboard and mouse, you can do that. So it's saying 10,000 lumens here. Like I said, that's probably not ANSI lumens. So again, take that with a grain of salt, but 350 ANSI lumens, it is dual band, which we need to point out. That's really cool when you're doing screen sharing, things like that. There is a decent color on it. This is saying that it's a 1080p native. It's basically a monitor inside here with a big bright light behind it shooting through it. The optics, I can tell you, are analog. So when you're moving the keystone adjustment, you're changing that prism, it's analog. So if you're looking for something that was digital and you're just trying to get that exact perfect thing, go with a home theater projector, but you're going to spend 4 or 5 times as much. This one is definitely shooting for a market here. They're saying 41 inches at 4.6 feet. Now, you can't change the size like you can with a projector with a zoom optic here, because this is an old analog optic model. It's going to have to be, the projector itself has to move. So if you have a really cool projector mount, I've got one of those coming up here in a future show. I'm actually using it right here for my camera. But if you have a projector mount that you want to put on a ceiling or something, just remember these distances. Now you can shrink the image dynamically in their software. So when you go into their menus, you can actually reduce the size of the image, which compresses the image into a smaller area, and it looks good, but I think that's like digital zoom, so I don't think you're going to get any additional brightness out of that. Just taking a look real quick here. Sarah's in here. Hey, Sarah, welcome. Hopefully this is not your first time here. If it is, go ahead and hit that follow. I'd love to have you here next time. I've got such cool products coming up. It's amazing. And if you're just checking in, by the way, this is John the Net Guy. We're taking a look at a projector that was sent to me by Fudoni, and pretty slick. I love the features of it. I love the fact that it works with the menu system that they have. It's got Bluetooth capability. The sound, that's another thing I need to talk about on this. Sounds actually really good. It's mono, it feels like, because I think there's one big speaker in here. But even over the fan, which is pretty quiet compared to some of the competitors, this thing had decent sound. Great volume out of it as well. There's just a few of the things that you can use with it. Laptops, DVD players, anything. It's got every kind of connection you can imagine for it as well. And there's the view. Let's take a look one more time at the screen sizes. I would not recommend a 300-inch screen because you're going to have to be 33 feet away. Maybe if this is for like a church night and you're wanting to put a picture on the side of a building and you're going to be far enough away and it's really pitch black, like no moon, you might get away with that. I think the sweet spot here is about 100 inches and you need to be 11 feet away. So that's back of a kid's bedroom to the other wall. And it's going to fill up a huge area. So it's going to look really cool. Lancelot Lamar's handing out video links there. There you go. Sam's Tech, he says. So sweet. Okay, there you go. There's another option in the chat on the Amazon side. There you go. Taking a look real quick. I don't see anything else on our YouTube chat, so that means I am going to skip over to the next product that we have because we got a bunch of products here, and it's getting to be AirTag season, and I'm going to have a funny story or two with this one. Let me go ahead and close this thing up. I want to put it together carefully back in the box. This is probably going to be our like RV going camping projector. This is going to be, kids are having a sleepover and we want to throw a 100-inch screen down in their room, but we don't want to carry a big TV down there because our kids they've got like a 32 down there. But this would be kind of a fun thing for a game night. I would pair this up, like I said originally, I would pair this up with a good portable projector screen or even a sheet. The one I used worked really, really well. They do have some pop-up projector screens, which can be great. I'm going to pull up the next group of products here because they're all interrelated and they all come off of this first product from Apple. And again, a few of the people... I tease stuff on my socials all the time. So if you're following on the socials, I apologize. You've probably already seen this. But this is from Apple. I finally broke down and bought the AirTags. And I'll tell you why. I had a couple scary incidents. My mom, she loses everything. So I know that this is going to be a great thing for her eventually. But we actually lost a kid the other day. He was at the play area at his co-op. And the door opened because they were letting another kid in, and he just took off. And Maverick is his name, and he's 3 years old, and he is crazy. He is an adventurous person. He has no fear, and he went out the front door of this co-op building, down the parking lot, and got in the first white car that he saw because our car is white. He thought it was that. It was happened to be a white minivan, and he turned the radio up. And somehow the person had left their key fob in there and he had turned the car on, turned the radio up, couldn't figure out how to get it going, thank goodness, at 3, and was blasting out tunes for a few minutes and then came in like 10 minutes later when everybody was freaked out looking for him and he was fine. But from that point on, I was like, we need a way to track his shoe. Now, tracking people with AirTags is illegal, but tracking shoes, as far as I know, is not. So we track Maverick's shoe with the AirTags here. This happens to be a 4-pack. Now, I've got 2 of them in use. I got 2 more whenever I need them. They are not cheap. I'll tell you that. They're not cheap. But when you look at alternatives that are in the market and you look at things that, if you're looking to track a vehicle, maybe, some of those things can be $10 a month each. Those are going to be $120 for a year for one trackable item. These things are giving you 4 trackable items for $92 right now, and you can use them. What's neat about the technology, and as a nerd, I get off on this stuff. They're not GPS enabled. These little tiny things don't have a GPS. You can actually, when you enable them, it's really easy. You can open the top up, and you can see it's a standard, like a key fob battery for your car. But it is a Bluetooth low energy device. The thing is, cell phones have become so ubiquitous and so standard everywhere that everybody's iPhone is reporting whenever they see these. So you're able to create this mesh network, and it's like the reverse of GPS. So instead of this thing knowing where all the satellites are, all the satellites know where this thing is, and that's how you find it. It's pretty slick tech. So let me show you how easy this thing is to set up real quick. Rob says, okay for painted white wall versus screen in the dark or backyard. You could do a painted white wall. Just make sure you have to be careful on that, the reflectivity of it, because it could make the whites a little too bright. Great question about our last product there. Rob on Amazon was asking about that. So to set this up, it's super duper easy. You literally peel this off. Now we got to figure out a good name for this one. So I go ahead and I open it up, and then as soon as I pull this out, it's going to make a small noise, and that's telling me that it's on. Now, I'm taking my regular iPhone here. This has got the Amazon Creator app here, and I brought it close to it. Now, do you guys see what's going on there? It says AirTag continue. So what do you want to call this one? Do we want to call this one backpack? Sure. So I'm, my phone number's on there. Don't look at it. Unless you want to send me text messages in all hours of the night. That could be interesting. I'm going to go ahead and agree here. It says don't track people with it. That's like why we track Maverick's shoe or items like a backpack. So Jonathan's backpack is now being tracked. It's got a couple cool things. It's got precision finding. When I say precision, down to inches on this thing. You can play a sound from it, and I'll tell you how we work that with Maverick. And it notifies you when you left something behind. So one of the things about leaving things behind that's just critical, a lot of times places close, you can't go back in there and get your wallet or your computer or your bag or whatever. This thing lets you know immediately if you've left it behind if you set that up that way. And it can be incredibly useful. So that's the AirTag. That's backpack. We've set it up. Let me talk to you a little bit about how we track Maverick. Maverick shoe. Let me put that in there just to be real careful. I have to be real careful of what I bring up here because there's lots of personal information on this, but let me go ahead and bring up. So there, and I will bring this up in an app form later in the future. Actually, you know what? I can do that now. Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm going to need to grab one cord over here. This is, again, why I have all this stuff on removable cords. So if you're just tuning in, this is John the Net Guy. We're taking a look at Apple AirTags and what all the rage is about them. I was a late convert. Hey, welcome. Just coming over here, grabbing my cable. Ignore me. I need this to be able to show you the app view coming up. Okay, fourth input. Here we go. So these are the things that are trackable now. Downloading accessory firmware. Have you ever heard of accessory firmware? I don't think I have. It says downloading accessory firmware. There we go. So those are the different items that I can track. Now, if I hit track Maverick, and I don't know if I'm going to have enough room in here. Let me go here and we'll put focus, do not disturb on. Hopefully we don't get disturbed. There we go. So if I say track Maverick and I say find, now you're watching me here. See this little ping cloud? I'm within 5 feet of Maverick right now, it says. Now, I'm going to walk this way. I'm within 4 feet. I'm just walking, again, 3 feet. Maverick's nearby. It's vibrating. Now, if I come back this way, I am 6 feet away, 7 feet. Now it's getting directionality. Look at this. Maverick is 3 feet straight ahead of me. Now, if I'm really, really close, which is looking like what it is, I can hit the play sound button. And what do we notice here? If I bring this by, it's right here. So Maverick is here. Maverick's shoe, he's a Batman kid. I don't know if you guys have Batman kids. He's a big Batman fan. So he's got his Batman shoes, and what we do is we loop it through the Velcro, again, to remember where his shoe is, not people. That would be illegal to track people. We track his shoes so he doesn't lose his shoes when he's at co-op. But that's our solution. The other thing that we've told Maverick, and you can totally see this. This is funny. I got to bring up the side view again. It's just constantly, as I bring it closer and further away, look how accurate that tracking is, down to just literally inches away. It'll tell you. And this works in, miles away around the world. I saw somebody shipped a package and it went through the desert and, the Sudan and whatever, and it tracked it the entire way. So these Apple AirTags are pretty sick. It is an Apple only thing, unfortunately. So there is, as Jonathan Talks Hardware, the Apple users, Samsung Smart Tag is the one for you. I can totally say that, which is awesome. Because again, I'm not an Apple shill here. I do love Apple devices and they work really well, and this solution works. The other thing is, if you are tracking somebody nefariously with this, if they have a device with NFC, Bluetooth, whatever it is, they can actually disable your AirTag. They can find it and disable it. Again, stalkers as they are, people will use technology for nefarious purposes. We use this for good. Again, this is going to go on my backpack, which is going to be awesome. I'll show you that here in a second. But that is a really, really cool way to track personal effects and items. I want to throw these in my car, like in the gas cap area, just in case my car ever gets stolen, that I have a faster route to find it. They can be disabled, like I said, so they're not foolproof. Let me pull you on the top-down camera again. We're going to take one apart, and I'll just show you how technically they're set up. Let me go here, and I'm going to not find Maverick. I'm going to find the backpack again. So there is my AirTag for backpack. You can see right there. And I'm going to zoom you in quite a bit here just so you can see what we're doing. So there's the fancy AirTag. If I twist the Apple logo to the left, I take it apart. And there's the battery. And that's how I can reset an AirTag, is you can take the battery out like that. You can put it back in. And then same thing, I turn to the right. And now I've reset my AirTag on there. And let me see if it has found it here. So find, it says it's nearby. Again, you can see how that works. Really, really, I'm amazed at the signal tracking that they can do off of this. If I hit the play sound button, hopefully you guys can hear that. It's just playing a simple Apple tune that they've come up with for AirTags. Now you can get 4 of these AirTags. I have to get you the exact Amazon price. I can actually get in trouble, unfortunately, if I quote the wrong price, but the price that I had on my sheet here has already changed. They're usually over $90, and this one is 6% off right now. It's $92.88 for a 4-pack of AirTags. Once you buy one, you're going to want more. So I just get the 4-pack. I've been holding off on using these because I really wanted to show you guys during the show how cool they are. So if I could have, I would have already had them all in use by now. Now you can repurpose them. So if you've been using it to track something, maybe you're tracking your bag and you want to switch to another item, you can do that. So that's the Apple AirTags, $92.88. I'm going to pull up now some cool accessories that go on with AirTags. And I'm going to check also real quick. I'm going to check the Amazon chat because I want to see if anybody's got questions. I want to answer any questions people have. Because the next product, we've named this one for a backpack, but I don't have any way of, keeping this from falling out of my Petite Simone backpack, which is coming up later. But so I'm going to need something to put this in. If there was just something that I could put an AirTag in. Here we go. So this is an AirTag holder this is from Aloon. Now there's a lot of people that make different ones. This one, again, quality-wise, no complaints here. Very easy to set up, and a couple things about it. We're just doing a quick unboxing of it. This is an AirTag holder. It's a 2-pack. The price on these ones is $8.98 right now. Now it's going to come with a pretty heavy-duty ring clip. So again, this is one of those clips that opens up inward. There we go. Locks outward. Now, if I remember right, what you're supposed to do, and I have not used this one yet, supposed to align the AirTag like that. Supposed to put this top on, and then you're supposed to be able to twist it closed. There you go. So now this contains the AirTag. So this is from Aloon. Now, I want to show you. You actually get 2 of these in here. So your $8 investment's actually going to give you 2 of these, completely reusable. And I'm going to go ahead and now open this up and clip it through. Now that's going to prevent it now from falling out. So now that the AirTag's in there, even if the thing we're trying to open, it's not going to come out. So now I can take this. If I want it to be where I can hear it more easily, I can put this out here on the outside of the bag. So now somebody's going to know that my bag has an AirTag on it. Now I'm going to go ahead and switch back over here, and I'm going to hit find. Find this. More light required. I want to try to find the play sound. There it goes. That's what I was doing, is playing sound. So I can hear that sound. Now, if I didn't want that, I could put this anywhere of 100 places on this backpack. Normal places, things you think about. This backpack, if I pull up the top-down view, is kind of cool. It actually has a spot down in the back here on the bottom, and I can put it way down in the back there, and you would never know that there was an AirTag in here unless somebody had stolen the backpack. Now, after a while, again, if it sees it traveling with them, it will know and it'll notify them. That's a safety thing so that somebody doesn't track people with an AirTag. But that's how easy it is. So this is from Aloon. This is their AirTag holder. It's a clip-on style Really, really good for keys. If you have a key situation, you lose those, that would be really good. It securely holds the AirTag from coming out no matter what. And you can use it to clip onto anything with a D-ring, storage of things like that. Now, in the case of Maverick, his shoe, we did not want to clip something visibly onto him like that because he will play with it. He is a gadget guy. He likes to take things apart. Now, maybe you have a pet. That's another thing. Maybe this pet wanders off, does whatever all the time. You might not want something dangling down that can get caught on something. So there's another product that I've got loaded up here for you guys. I'm going to click on it next. And it's an AirTag dog collar. And that's actually what we're using here. I'm going to bring it in the top-down view so you guys can see it. There's the little AirTag that I've got going on. It's actually hidden inside here. Now, the cool thing about this is the low-profile nature of it. Let me pull this up here so you can see it. This is from Typecase. This is a 2-pack for AirTag. This is their holder. Now, this is one that I have not opened yet. There's 2 different colors. I believe there's black and blue in this combo. So Mavi's got the Batman black on his shoe that we're tracking his shoe, not the person. And then we have the blue AirTag one. So if you have 2 pets, you just bought 2 AirTags, you now have the ability to track those pets when they go wandering off in the neighborhood. For the holidays, when you got company over and dogs, they get freaked out by a bunch of people. This would be a great thing. Now, super easy. You literally just slide the AirTag in like this. Just like that. Slide the AirTag in. And you're done. Now, you can run this through anything you want. Now, if you were being surreptitious, again, remember we talked about maybe putting this on a car. Let me grab one of my Velcro holders from earlier in the show, right? So I could take this Velcro piece, slip it through here, and I could Velcro this anywhere around a car. So my car that I was tracking, let's say, under the engine compartment, anywhere I want. So that's another really cool option. This is literally for a dog collar, low profile, not going to scratch, not going to cause irritation, just a very simple silicone case. Great deal at $9.99. Let me go pull those up real quick. If you're just tuning in, by the way, I wanted to show you where you can find all these deals. This is at my Amazon shop. There's the URL. Actually, is it over here? No, it's down here. There's the URL, amazon.com/shop/the net guy. That's where you can see all these deals. If you visit there, I've got an idea list and it has all the products that are being shown on the show right now. So we're actually quite a ways through the list. There's only about 3 products left on this list. Let me double check. Oh, no, there's 4. This is the problem. Is one of the coolest products is at the end here. So we're going to talk about these. But this is that dog collar case. Again, #1 bestseller for cat collars. There you go. So this is from Typecase, and this is their silicone pet AirTag collar. And I love it. Works really well. Like we said, it could go on anything, and it's not going to hurt the animal. So that's that product. We're going to scoot right along and pull up the next one. And it's actually been in my pocket. It's been in my pocket the whole show. I'm actually using it right now. I've been testing it all week here. This is from Art Paxi. Let me show you on the top-down view. This is from Art Paxi. This is their men's wallet. Now, it is a genuine leather wallet because I have a bunch of ID. Not a lot of money, unfortunately. I wanted to show you that. This is AirTag enabled. Now, if you follow me on my socials, I've already been harassing all my friends all week about it. I've been sending them pictures of it. I'm like, check this thing out. It's so cool. I have a wallet now that has a built-in AirTag. So that's the really, really pretty AirTag. Now, I did an unboxing of it earlier. I took some pictures of it, so you won't get to see that cool part. For a gift, very nice gift. This is a great gentleman's gift. If you're still the wallet-y type, I know a lot of people are going to that digital wallet. I still have a old-fashioned brick-and-mortar wallet. I know. These are just some extra stuff. Now, this is kind of an interesting deal here. This is a screen protector. Well, why do I need a screen protector on a wallet? It's actually for the AirTag. If you don't want the AirTag to get damaged, scraped, scuffed around, if you're one of those tough wallet-y types, it actually has a protector for the chrome of the AirTag. I didn't put that on. It's going to have a couple other, little filler cards in there. It is RFID protected. I need to double check. I'm actually going to have to go to some images here to show you. But again, Very, very easy. This one you can actually see if you want. There is a Cooler Master expired rebate card that nobody can do anything with. So you can play with that all day. Driver's license fits in there really easy, easy to pop out. Another credit card that we have down in there. It will hold up to 13 cards, cash if my wife allows. So there's two areas for bills. So a lot of times I pay, maybe it's my contractor. He's, giving him some money for what he was working on. I can separate my money based on what I want to do. If I'm going to pick up something on Craigslist, a lot of times I'll have, whatever that amount is separated out. So I don't have to flash a bunch of cash, but it has two cash carrying areas. On the back side, another thing I really like, quick access card. So let's go grab that expired, voided, old thing. Maybe that's the card I use the most. I've seen people do this for access cards. If you have RFID, this one will usually work. Now, the rest of the wallet is RFID blocking on the inside. The way that they've made this, it's RFID blocking. This is a quick access card slot, so that's another really cool feature that they have there. I'm going to see if I can pull up some of the pictures of it here. You guys that have stayed with me, you guys are troopers. I really do appreciate this. Again, just try to share with you some of the things that I can when I can. I'm going to share a Chrome tab, and it's going to be the Photos tab. Share. I have to turn it on for you guys so you can see it. So there is my close-up of it, of some identification in the wallet as well. And there's what it looks like. So again, natural leather here, genuine real leather, which you don't see very often. I hate to say it anymore. In a lot of these men's fashion, it's some sort of plastic. I will be showing some composite. I don't believe they're leather. I believe they're some sort of ballistic nylon. I'll be showing some really cool wallets next week as well. But if you're interested in AirTags and you like genuine leather, this is from Art Paxi. Very cool option as well. Another thing that I'm going to show you real quick, I'm going to pull up my Amazon shop again, and I'm going to show you a really cool feature that we have here. There's several different styles of leather on this one. I'm not the guy that puts like everything in the carousel, like all the ones that I don't have. I tend to just put the product in that I have. But if you're more interested in a black version with a flip up or flip out ID, they've got that capability. This is the 13 card version. Does come in a nice gift box, as they mentioned. There's the flip up ID on that one. This is the one I have here. So that's the one that stays in there, but has more cards. So you're kind of giving up. It does have two ID windows. So maybe you're military, maybe you've got some other type of ID that you need to show occasionally. You can actually have both of them through a clear window, which is another cool feature. I'm going to check the chat and see if anybody thought that that was interesting. I don't have enough to separate. I think that's a cash joke from Pinky Tech, which, trust me, until mid-year, Amazon's been really good to me this year. I hate to say it, but we're going to be giving back. I'm kind of foreshadowing a little bit of what's coming on later this month. Stuff has been so amazing around here. I'm going to be doing a lot more giveaways and doing things like that. So other cool thing, just like we showed about all the AirTag devices here, this is my wallet. I'm going to go ahead and put it over here on the product spinner, which apparently turned off. I think I might have unplugged the product spinner earlier. Is that what I did? Or oh, there it is. I unplugged the product spinner over there. That's not the camera I wanted, but let's do that. So I've got my wallet over there. I'm actually going to pull my tracking app up again. Oh, I love this iPhone thing. Apparently the kids are watching Boss Baby. So it's telling me that the kids are watching Boss Baby upstairs. So I'm going to go to wallet here, and I'm going to say find my wallet. So bring it up here. It's saying it's 3 feet away. If I go a little further, it's 4 feet away. And which way is it? Nearby, 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 nearby. And it's sitting on the carousel. So absolutely, if you've ever left your wallet somewhere, you know the panic that ensues from that. This thing has that precision tracking look at that. Isn't that nuts? I don't know how they got the tech so perfect on these. Again, it's an inverse GPS basically. So everything, all these devices that are making a mesh are tracking this. So your phone is pinging AirTags all the time when you're walking around. You can put it in lost mode. There's a couple features there. So if somebody finds this device or finds this for you, they can return it to you. There's lots of cool options there. And I can't imagine not having this. My mom, like I said, loves to lose things. I'm thinking that the AirTag is going to be a really good Christmas gift for her. So the AirTag wallet from Artpaxi, both available in brown and black. That's a really cool other technology you can use with your AirTags. I'm putting that back in my my pocket before I lose that and I run into some issues there. Let me double check. The next item up is actually really cool. I say that every time. The next item up, I'm excited about. If you're somebody that travels, let me make sure I get it up here on the Creator app so you guys can see it. Cristomo says, hi. Hey, Cristomo, nice to see you. And he gave me a follow unasked. He just totally pulled out the follow there. I'm going to show you another cool feature. If you're a road warrior like me, maybe you do web design, web development, maybe you just want to show pictures, maybe you're a photographer. This is from the KYY company, and it is a portable laptop monitor. You're like, okay, why do I need a portable monitor, John? So you've got a laptop, it's facing you. A lot of these laptops nowadays, I hate to say it, have just horrible screens. They're the budget end laptops, the screens are awful, colors are awful. KYY company makes a second laptop monitor. It's 15.6 inches. It's USB-C and mini HDMI capable. Now, why is USB-C important? Single cable hookup for charging and display. So you just do one cable from your MacBook Pro into this. If you're using a PC that supports that, it can work. But I've run into some issues with this PC, my Lenovo specifically. I'd love to show you the screen that I have here. But we might be able to. There's an HDMI output. I might be able to hook it up there for you. Be able to show you that on that one because it's kind of fun. Then you can show people what you're seeing and you'll get to see my show screen, what I get to see. It's pretty sick. Has sound capability, I believe, as well. We're going to go ahead and check that out. It is an IPS display. So let's look at the stats real quick on it and go over those. So this is the portable monitor. Now, this is always the problem. Let's see, I got to put something over here that it can see. Okay, there we go. So IPS display, 770 grams. Quick, somebody in the chat, do the math on that. What's that in pounds and ounces for us Americans? 16.9 or 16 by 9 ratio, 16.7 colors, color temperature of 6800. So it's going to be a little bit more on the blue spectrum. IPS ones don't have a ton of contrast. That's what I noticed is I was really worried about two things, that this thing wouldn't get bright and it wouldn't have really good color. And you know what? It does both. It gets bright enough for use and it has decent color and an IPS. And it does have those built-in speakers that we talked about. So that's the overhead view of it. I've got a little unboxing video I put together for you guys, which I'm going to show you real fast. And it's going to show you some of the really cool lookup of this thing that you can see. So I'm going to go ahead and start that one up. I'm still here, Amazon. We're just showing off the KYY monitor here. This is plugged into my laptop, just sitting on my kitchen counter, and you can see the clarity. Now there is going to be a little glare from the lights that we have in there, but you can see how clean that display is. So for using it to show off, maybe even proof photos with a client, I don't know if I'd edit photos without calibrating it. If you calibrated it, probably going to be good enough for that even too.
Hey, it's John the Net Guy, and this is the KYY 15.6 inch USB Type-C external laptop monitor.
Oh, that guy did a really good job there. So we're going to do a high-speed unbox of it here real quick. While he's doing that, I'm going to be here unboxing it. There's all the original stuff that you see that you're going to get with it. Now, it's going to come with a charging brick if you need it. Now, you don't need it if you have a MacBook Pro or similar laptop that has power
5
over
volts, 2.4
USB-C. So it can actually keep this monitor going off of that USB-C. It's also going to come with a HDMI to HDMI mini cable, which can be really useful. So you can set this thing up. It's kind of like a really big iPad. If you think of the way iPads were, you can set it up with that stand there and angle it, and you can have it pointed wherever you want. So I'm just going to set this thing out here and we'll get this hooked up and you guys will be able to see it run at least. And I might even be able to show the show without destroying it here. Let's see. So there we go. So that's the item, and I was actually over here unboxing it myself. Now, it doesn't have any power to speak of without external power. So there's no battery in it. It's not like a laptop, which has a lithium battery. But what it does have is this stand, and it's got 2 levels of adjustment here. So there's one level. And there's the second level, again from KYY Company. This is one of the best selling. I bought this one by myself. They did not pay for it all or send it to me as a review. I literally just bought this thing because I needed one that I could take with me on the road, something that would give me a little bit more screen space. I don't know if you guys were back here in January watching the show, but I got trapped in Texas with what do they call that? Cerveza sickness. I got trapped in Texas for a few extra days, more than I had planned. And I was using a 15.6-inch display and trying to have my code up there, trying to have my Zoom calls. It was a disaster. So really was happy to pick this thing up, and I was very excited about using it. Now, I'm going to go with the HDMI here, so the mini HDMI solution. And in doing so, I am going to have to provide it power with USB-C. For a MacBook Pro, it's a one-wire hookup. So you just carry your USB-C cable, you plug it in, your MacBook will charge either through the monitor and to your MacBook. I've done that. That's really slick. You know what? The charging brick that they gave me is the wrong direction. Let me grab... Sorry, I grabbed the USB-C cable. They come with the right cables. I just grabbed the wrong one. So it's going to come with both types of cables that you need. If you are going to just power it up with USB-C, they include a USB-A brick. That was what I was just talking about here. So this one has the USB-A end. I'm going to go ahead and grab the USB-A to C connector that they give us. As you can tell, I use this with my MacBook because I don't try to use it with this PC. This PC has been notoriously hard on monitors. So I'm going to give it some power, either port. It's got two USB-Cs. And then I'm going to plug this into the show laptop in its HDMI output. And you're going to see right away that this thing's going to fire up. And you've got the net guy. But what I'm going to do, and it's probably going to blow everything up here, instead of extend, I'm going to duplicate. So imagine you're at a coffee shop. This is exactly what you're seeing on, that's what I see over here on the show. Now the colors are not going to be great in here. They're going to be kind of muted, and that's just my camera. That's just the way things are. And again, with this display, if I change it or turn it, you'll see the contrast changes. But that's my show display over here. That's what I see, and that's the touch screen on this one. This is not a touch screen, so unfortunately you don't get that. But as I go through different products here or different tabs, you can see I can swipe through some of the different photos that we have up here. There's some stuff that I'm going to show you here earlier. This was a fake video I made for Halloween. I'm playing the video on this display over here. And I was joking about getting a bronze play button. YouTube does not give out bronze play buttons. It was just kind of a joke video, but unfortunately, a lot of people were like, "Whoa, hey, congrats!" I'm like, "Oh man, I made that one too nice." I think the next fake bronze play button I'll make is just going to be out of cardboard and Sharpie. But I wanted to show you this again. Here's a top-down view of the screen, just so you can see what I'm looking at here. Again, lots of students. There's a picture and a picture and a picture for you, huh? That won't make you sick. But that's a view of mine. Now, if I'm working on my MacBook, I only have a 13.3-inch screen on my MacBook. I got the little tiniest MacBook Pro. If I plug this into it, I've got a bigger screen to show clients pictures. I shot a wedding the other day, like a year and a half ago. So I shot a wedding, and it was actually something I used this laptop for. Would have been nice to be able to sit across from somebody and swipe through photos and not have to have you all during COVID huddling around a tiny laptop. So while the colors don't do it justice here, I can tell you the colors are natural. I would like a tiny bit more saturation, but I'm used to monitors that have like photo editing level of color. For all business applications, this would be perfect. I think it would work really well. Cost on this one, it varies wildly. This is one that is on a super deal right now. I'm going to show you how I share my stuff. So I hit this button over here. I share my window, and we're still over on AirTags. I'm going to go back one, and I'm going to pull up the KYY display, and then I'm going to hit over here. So you're actually seeing how I run the show here now. But let's bring this up here. And this is from KYY. This is their upgraded version, 1080p Full HD. So it's just like a good laptop monitor. It's probably one of the better laptop monitors. You can see it's 18% off the lowest price right now. Normally $139. It's $50 off right now, plus an additional $30 coupon, $109. I paid more money than that for this. So it's a lightning deal right now. That's why I wanted to bring this thing up and show you there. It looks like they have two options. They have a gray one and a black one. I wish I knew which one I have. I think I have the gray is what I would say. So very cool little side monitor. IPS color is going to be great. Is only 60 hertz. So you're not going to be gaming on this thing, but it is going to be a single wire hookup. It looks like it can do Xbox and PS4 and all those other ones. You can do that. There's the power button. Speakers are, surprisingly good for, again, a portable one. When you are done and ready to put this thing away, let me demo that real quick for you. When you're ready to put this thing away and you're all done, it's just a simple unplug. Unplug that one wire if you're using a MacBook, and you just close it up. Now, all fits in just that little tiny amount. It's not incredibly heavy, but it is pretty big. Again, I've got a 15.6, so it's literally like another top half of a laptop. But let's pull this up here. I just happen to have my MacBook Pro already in this one. So can I fit it in the back behind this one? I haven't tried this yet. There you go. So yeah. So you could fit this in. Now this bag is at its limit, which we're going to talk about here next. It's a great bag. But now I've got a laptop, 2 tablets, and an extra portable screen inside this bag right now. And look how small that is. So if you're just using the USB-C cables, that's all you need to bring. You're ready to go. So that was from KYY Company. Pretty slick. Looks like, do we have the, oh, we don't have the weights in here. I thought somebody was going to put the weight in there. So let's see if we can do this. What is 770 grams in pounds? 1.7 pounds. So actually it's a lot lighter than a lot of Ultrabooks, and especially one in the 15.6 range. A lot of those laptops are 4 and 5 pounds. So it's pretty much half the weight of another laptop. So carrying about half an extra laptop with you if you do pick that up. So that was from KYY. We're going to keep moving along here, guys. I appreciate you all hanging in tonight, but there were so many cool products. The next product I do need to pull up right now is actually that laptop bag that we just shoved that extra item in. And this is from the Petite Simone company. Now, this was a new one for me. They reached out to me and said, hey, what do you think about this bag? And I tell you what, I was already in the market shopping for bags because I wanted to find one to replace my old aging bag. I have a travel bag that I use. Don't even know the brand now. But I was looking for something to replace it. And they said, hey, what do you think about checking out this 15.6 3-in-1 bag? Now, remember, this thing is loaded to the gills. I have actually put so much stuff in here just to see how it will perform, and it's doing it flawlessly. When I say 3-in-1, what does that mean? It is a backpack, a satchel, and a satchel and a sling bag. So it's going to sling over your shoulder. It's got a couple things that I really like right away. And again, I'm not a super big, traveling gear snob, but I do want to point out things when I see it. I've been doing a lot of travel through airports again. This band right here, this goes on top of your rollerboard. So that's going to hold it to the rollerboard. So if you've been looking for something, that's great. It does have storage back here, and I'm going to get to that, why it's important there, but it has extra storage room in the back if you need it. It's going to have backpack straps here. So let me show you the 3 different configurations that you can use it in. So over the back, just like so. Now, almost imperative for me when I'm wearing a backpack. Now I could actually lower this down a little bit. So it's got adjusters here on the side. So I just give myself a little bit. Now that I've added 1.7 pounds to it, let's do that. Okay. To me, one thing that's imperative is a front clip. Now, I don't like being splayed out, having my shoulders pulled out, but you can actually adjust the height on this, and there we go. So I can walk through the airport, and all the weight's here resting between the shoulders and the small of my back, and that works out pretty well. This is not an enormous size. It's 15.6. Again, this is going to be something that's really good for, maybe a quick business visit somewhere. You can get the 17.3. I put that in the carousel. There's a 17.3-inch laptop version of this, and that can carry a much larger laptop. Now, I told you there's 2 other ways that this works, and this is the convertibility that I love about this. So that torso clip that I like, I can unclip from down here, unclip from down here, open the back Velcro up. Now I'm going to pull an accessory out that I've been hiding back there. I can slide this all the way down there. So I'm hiding the backpack straps. That's where this back pouch is for. So if you're using it as a backpack, you can use this back pouch for extra storage. Now remember, I've got this thing loaded up with practically 2 laptops, 2 tablets, and a whole bunch of extra gear. So now I have a sling bag. So I'm going to go ahead and attach the strap here for the shoulder strap. Attach the other side. And if you're looking for something, and unfortunately I don't have this tight enough for showing on the show today, my wife actually said crossbody. She thinks it's a good crossbody bag. So you're walking through an airport like this. Again, I might flip it around the other way. So you can use it as a crossbody. That's another option. And again, if you don't want to use this strap, you can actually just carry it like so. So you're just walking along and you've got this bag at your side. So very, very cool. Carries a ton of weight. Let me just get into it here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's see what all we've got in here. So I like to, as I mentioned, there's a USB-C cable. That's one for the portable laptop display. Adapter for mini HDMI. Like I told you, I carry an HDMI. I'm going to pull this overlay off so you guys don't have to fight to see the bottom of the screen. Adapters, because I carry a MacBook. So I'm a guy that's going to have 1600 adapters. You know me. So that's a few items in there. I don't know about you guys, but I've been carrying a fork and knife everywhere. You never know. You get something at the airport, you need to eat or whatever. I've got a laser pointer here. So presentation mode. I do a lot of presentations when I'm remote. Got that. I've got a couple other room for pens, chargers, things like that. A whole bunch of different USB keys, Windows installers, and all the other IT stuff you can imagine. So lots of room up front there, room for additional pens. It is, and one of the things I asked about immediately, is it going to have room for a water bottle? So it's going to fit your smaller water bottles, you know, like a 16-ounce plastic bottle. You're probably not putting a huge travel mug in, but that's, again, the Petite Simone laptop bag here we're looking at. There is a hidden feature in here, and you're going to see it as soon as I get this top part open here. But I've got some paperwork in here. There's a project I'm working on for somebody in the chat. They hopefully know themselves. I've got a tablet here. So tablet number 1. I've got all of my memory cards because I do a bunch of photography stuff. I've got an entire MacBook Pro 13-inch. I'm going to run out of room before this thing runs out. And I've got that entire 15.6-inch portable display we just looked at, and I'm still going. I actually have deep down in here, and I want you to be able to see this. It's going to be hard, but right down here, I actually have a power bank. Now, this is one of my favorite non-released products from Wise. It's a 10,000 amp hour power bank, and right here, conveniently on the outside, is a USB-A plug that faces downward. So you can actually go up here in the top, maybe grab, maybe you're an Android person. Sorry, I don't judge. You go over here, you take this out, you plug this under here. Let's see if I got the plug in right. Yes, plug in smart side up. Here we go. I got to make sure I got this right. There we go. So that's plugged in, and now if I'm sitting in an airport booth, I can charge my devices and my power bank stays inside the laptop bag. That's pretty slick. So I can do that. I also carry a bunch of other adapters for different kinds. This is another thing. If you've got these micro cords, don't throw them out. If you're going USB-C, these are little micro to USB-C adapters. I throw those on the end of my cords, and then I've got an upgrade, and I'm good to go. So got those. I've got my Apple charging cord in here. So you can see, I got tons of stuff in here. There's another pouch behind that. Another feature, I carry a travel router with me. I don't know how many of you guys have seen my show on this, but don't use the hotel Wi-Fi is the title of it. But this is my travel router. It's USB powered, and it creates a secure network. I've got Ethernet cable, another 7-footer with a dongle for Ethernet because it's Mac, you know. So I've got all that kind of stuff stored in here. And as you saw, all of it fit perfectly in this compact thing. Now, as you noticed, I had this thing filled to the brim. It could actually take more, and I'll tell you why. I was kind of looking at it last night and I said, this is good. Let me check and make sure I know where every single zipper goes, right? So I went through there and I believed I had every zipper and had everything tightened up. I'm going to undo this real quick. And I started looking at it and I said, wait, there's another line here going across the back of this. I was like, there's another zipper. I said, okay, well, what kind of pocket does it have? So I started to zip it and I looked and there wasn't a pocket. It's an expander. So if I was going to carry it as loaded as that thing was just a second ago, they've thought ahead, and this one unzips all the way around the bag and it stops where it's there. And now check this out. You can actually open this thing up. That's going to give you room for a change of clothes. So now it's gone from just being, a 15.6 bag. Again, I love the square profile of these bags. That's my favorite thing. So now it's expanded probably another 30-40%, and you can fit more stuff in it. So very, very cool. I'm going to check the chat real quick and see if I missed anything. So if you guys were looking for a bag, and no, I cannot put that on the chat. You guys be good. No, I'm kidding. But if you're looking for a bag, this one definitely has it. Now, I don't know if this is genuine leather. If it's not, they fooled me. The handles and the look of this thing, I love black bags. Almost all of my bags are black, but I love the contrasting tan handles. Sometimes things can look a little militaristic if they're all black. So very tasteful, as you can see down over here. It's got the Petite Simone logo. Probably one of my favorites so far. I'm looking for my other garbage laptop bag. I bought one at the last minute when I was coming back on a trip because I was not getting what I needed out of my travel bag then. It's garbage compared to this. This one, very affordable right now. And there's a promo code. So the next two products have promo code. This one is an exclusive promo code for you guys. Let me pull it up here on Apple. If you're watching me on Amazon right now, welcome. It's John the Net Guy. We're coming through to the really cool products. This is from Petite Simone. This is their 15.6 inch student day pack messenger bag. Oh, and I just totally went down too far. So it has a built-in charging system. So you have to have a battery bank. That's not included, but it actually has a cable that comes out to the side and can let you charge even when the thing is closed. It's $39 right now. That's 9%. There's actually a 10% off code. So you're going to get another $4 off of it, I believe. The code is 10JohnLive. Let me go ahead and put that code up here for you guys real quick. And I'm going to add it in a scroller. So Petite Simone, 10% code, 10JONLIVE, 10JohnLive. That is the code right now scrolling across the bottom. So if you want another 10% off exclusive to this show, and you want this laptop bag, now they made it apply not only to the one I'm showing you today, but they said we're going to make all of them an additional 10% off, John, for your people. So there's some different colors, navy blue if you like. This is becoming a super popular color. This is that gray. I'm wondering what they're going to call these. This is a gray. But again, with that leather offset, that accent, this one has a couple different zippers. This is the 17.3. Maybe I'll have to talk to them and see if I can maybe get this on the show one day. This one definitely has some different zippers on it. On the 17.3, I'm just looking real quick here. So there's the different styles that you have. So that's the one I have here for the 15.6. There you can see it as well. So that's from Petite Simone. I just wanted to show you guys that. If anybody's got questions in the chat, feel free to shout them out. I know it's a little bit behind, and that's what we deal with Amazon. But that's the three different methods that you can use with this one. It is a backpack, a messenger bag, as well as a standard satchel. So very cool. Wife calls it a crossbody. She liked that. I'm going to have to pack some of the things out of the way here because we're starting to get filled up. I've got way too many products today. Now with that one, I actually did use one of our AirTags from earlier, right? So I'm going to put these out of our way. If you're just tuning into the show, we've just went through a whole bunch of cool stuff like AirTags. If you've never used the Apple AirTag ecosystem, it's pretty slick. There's two more products left, and the next one also has a special going with it. Let me grab them over here. This is from Mia and Coco. I'm going to put that the code away, but if you need it, let me know. And I'm actually going to code in the code here. Mia and Coco heated gloves, $27 off. And so this has its own code is... Now, if you're lucky enough to be on Amazon, these codes are already programmed into the carousel, so you don't have to worry about that. Just look for the item on the carousel and you can copy the code. But I'm going to go ahead and scroll this from Mia and Coco. Heated gloves are $27 off. If you're a skier, I didn't see American in here, but if American's trying to get me to go skiing or snowboarding, one of my friends, and I was like, I always hate having cold hands. I've ridden motorcycles, I've done snowmobiles, I've done all sorts of stuff, fishing especially. Hate having cold hands. So again, from these guys, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up, actually, you know what? I realized on this one, I actually already have an unbox. I'm going to pull that up for you guys because this one just looks so much cooler than the way I could do it here. I'll get these ready, but this is when it was brand new. This is in my kitchen. Good looking black ski gloves, you know, very large. If you're going to do work in the yard, you know, if it's snowing, you need to shovel snow, run the snow blower. That's what you're looking at here. Let's see if I'm on this one doing
This is John the
unbox.
Net Guy, and this is the heated gloves from Mia and Coco Company.
So the unboxing is pretty straightforward. This is when they were absolutely brand new in the packaging. So I do take them out of the package here for the first time. They do clip together just like all ski gloves, but they do have a secret zipper on the end. We'll talk about what that is in a second. And these are the batteries and the charger that go with it. So USB Type-C is the charging for these, and the charger that they included is actually out in my car because I charged them in my car, and you can do that with these, which is pretty slick. So they have two USB-C batteries in the back here. The batteries are going to last a few hours. I'll have to go pull up the stats so you can see them, but I wanted to bring you in the top down here and show you something cool about these gloves. So here we go. I'm going to get it all lined up for you guys. So there's the button. When you tap it, you see how you turn it on. This one has a little over 2. That one had 3. So that's the battery level. And the batteries are hidden back in here. So the batteries also have a little display. But to see the battery level, you just tap the back of the glove, which is awesome. You can charge them either directly USB-C with your own, or they include a double USB-C charging cable. So you can plug it into one USB-C and it will charge both of the gloves at the exact same time. Let's turn them on. So turn them on. They're both red. Now they are 10 seconds to warm, which is great. So if you're like me, and like I said, I hate having cold hands when I'm out doing stuff. Again, from Mia and Coco, these are their heated gloves for skiing, but you can use them for so much more. Now, a Velcro strap to keep the snow and other items and debris out. Very large size. So this is the large. There's multiple sizes that you can get. This one, I'm like between a large and a medium. I thought they fit perfect. Somebody that buys medium said the medium ran a little small, which so I'm like, the large to me would work out really well, and you can find it out. It does have leather on the palm area. It's going to have whatever the standard, you know, nylon or polyester or whatever on the outside. Reflective stripe here. It's already getting warm. I can feel it in this glove, which is awesome. So then it's going to have blue, which is medium. Hopefully that looks like blue to some people. And that's green. So, you know, it's funny, the blue and the green, that's the difference. They look so, like that camera is so wrong on the colors. Let's see if this one gets it better. There you go. Blue and green. So blue is medium. Green is the lowest setting. At the lowest setting was still plenty. Now I'm just holding it down to turn off. As regular gloves, they would just work as regular gloves. I actually took them to my daughter's soccer game and she had the end of the year soccer game, which never ended. It was like they're having another end of the year one today. I unfortunately missed it because I was doing the show today here, but let me go ahead and pull this up. I just want to show you an in-use photo real quick. So we're going to go sharing. I'm going to share a tab and let you guys see this. Go pull that up real quick so you can see it. Uh-oh, unfortunately, it did not share the tab as I was expecting. One second. It had 2 shares going on for some reason. Back over here. Sorry about that. There we go. Okay, so yeah, there's that soccer game. I literally had this thing out there, and I only use the lowest setting. That's the green setting. But if you are going to be somebody that's going to go out skiing, it's nice to have those three different levels. Definitely will keep the hands and fingers warm. That's the really cool thing. I love when my stuff is warm. I don't like it when things are too cold. That's why I kind of skip. So instead of avoiding having fun with people this holiday, maybe get a set of these. Again, $27 off right now with that code from me and Coco. Let's go take a look at the Amazon page because I want to find out exactly what these are going for right now. Again, quality set of gloves is not going to be cheap. Again, you can buy cheaper gloves, but one, they're not going to have the battery technology that these have. They're not going to be heated like these are. There you go. Now, it will use a smartphone, but these things are pretty heavy duty insulated, so you're going to have to deal with that. There's the different items here. Run times 3 hours on high, 4 hours on middle, and 6 hours on low. It's going to have the percentage indicator. You don't have to take the gloves off, pull the battery out. It shows you right on the back of the glove what the battery percentage is. I thought that was a really slick idea and how they did that. If you go over here, let's see what the next one is. There's the insulating layers that they have in there. Waterproof and breathable. That's how you go ahead and install the battery. If you're looking for sizing, if you happen to know, or maybe you're watching later, you can also go rewind, pause, do whatever. That's how you can look at the difference on the medium versus the large. I've got between large and extra large in glove size. Normally, the large fit well for me, so it's worth a try. And again, you can always return it if they don't fit the way you want. That's one thing I love about the Amazon. So they're definitely on here thick. They're not going to be super thin. These are not like real dexterous gloves, like you're going to be undoing things, putting keys on key rings and stuff. They're definitely meant to keep you warm. Definitely are soft on there, and it's ready for all of your outdoor activities. So that was from me and Coco. There we go. We have one product left, and I tell you what, this is a product I bought another of, and I'm going to pull it up real quick here on the Amazon. We'll start it that way on this one. I am going to turn off that Mia and Coco coupon code. If you need it again, let me know before the end of the show. I'll bring it up. But if you're on the Amazon app, you can actually watch it right there. So speaking of, I'm going to pull up the Amazon app real quick. Travel Diva says, hello, Net Guy. Thank you so much, Travel Diva. Nice to see you there. This is a smart biometric door lock. Now, you would end up paying a lot more than what this thing costs, and I was super impressed with the device. It has RFID capability, so maybe I've met some older people, their fingerprints are not that pronounced. So maybe you don't have very pronounced fingerprints, or maybe you're just not into that technology. You don't want to have that in a device like this. You can use a RFID key. That's what they're showing here. Is this who's there? I think they changed the name since I got it, but you can use that RFID. You can also use a code. So you can see the handle there has a code on it as well. You can install this in several different modes. You can install it like a normal handle, passageway handle. You can install it horizontally like I did if you really want. It is a little bit harder to use, so I'll tell you that. Like if you plug this thing in and you're trying to use the code all the time, I'd install it vertically and just use it that way if you can, if your door supports that mechanism, because it is a little bit harder to read sideways. But we were using the fingerprint capability and it worked awesome. I tested the RFID and it works awesome. You can also open it with your phone, so it's got that capability. Now, if you use their gateway, which is a different product that you have to add on to this, then you can start remotely unlocking it. It is Alexa and Google enabled, but you have to have the gateway to make that work. And that's something I'm actually thinking about investing in. Like I said, pricing on this, one of the best things about it, $74.99 minus $15. I just ordered another one this morning because even though they sent this one out for free for a fair and honest review, this product was so good. I said, I have to get another one of these because we want to use it on my studio door. So I've got a studio door that has a push button one now, and it's impossible to use. It takes forever. My wife's usually carrying stuff down. If she could just tell somebody to unlock the door, that would be awesome. It has passageway mode. So if you've ever used commercial entry systems, they've got a lot of features, passage entry mode, time delays, personal assigned keys, all that kind of stuff. This has all of that technology in the app, which was amazing to me. It's super easy to install, unlike some of these other commercial systems, and this one you can install yourself. And it has all that ability locally. You don't need internet access to use it. It is great to have internet to set it up, and you'll need that, and you'll need to register to set it up. But once you've got it set up, all this stuff runs locally Bluetooth with the device. That's why you need a gateway if you want to do it over the internet. But let me go ahead and pull up. I got a couple videos for you, and just kind of an interesting thing here. I'm looking for the biometric lock unboxing. So I'm going to get to play this for you real quick, and I'm just going to show you what you get with it. Actually, you know what? Sorry, I'm going to change, because just for the interest of time, I'm going to give you a different video that I think I made that's better, that has the unboxing and what I want. So this is the video I made. Here we go. So we have a mischievous kid. This is our craft room. And you might have one of those parent locks. He just bypassed that kid-proof lock in about 2 seconds. He just goes over, he sticks his little fingers inside of it, and he twists, and sure enough, it's gone. So this, again, is our craft room. Normally we have a whole bunch. My wife's got a crafting center there. Look at all that stuff if you were a kid that you'd want to get into. So easy to install. You go ahead and unscrew whatever door handle you have on there. This works with all standard American door handles and different configurations, whether you open inward, you open outward. If you're left hand, right hand, in swing, out swing doors, this is going to work. You can see how fast this is. Now, I just went ahead and put the outside piece on, and then it has a little collar loaded up with batteries. That's one complaint. It does not come with batteries. For the product, for the price point that they're keeping at it, I would say, let me get the batteries. That's fine. I'm installing the batteries. I used rechargeables, which actually works really well. So then if I need to recharge, I can do that. I'm plugging in this. There's one special thing. It says right there, make sure you plug it in with the red side to the red side that's marked. I did that. Took a little bit of finagling. There's a reset button in there. If you ever need to do a hard reset of it, you can do it there. Use hand tools. I'm a professional. So I was able to actually use a drill safely and didn't damage anything. But go ahead and get that in there. Put that top plate back on to cover the batteries. It's got a hex tool to close it. And again, this is the insecure side of the door. This is the inside of the door. It will always open naturally. So you never have to worry about a kid getting locked into a room like this. Now, the drawing and stuff, we're remodeling. I haven't painted my door yet. So you're going to see some scribbling on there. I go ahead and install the app. I think it's called TT Lock. I'm going to see if I can pull it up real quick here. TT Lock. I'm just going to have it on standby here because you're going to get to see my door upstairs. So there you go. Download it from the App Store right from there. It works Android or iOS or iPad. It's going to be a standard universal app. It's going to work on any of those. Now you do have to register it, and you have several different options. You have key code options. You have fingerprint options. You have RFID. You have e-key, and then you have other sharing options. So lots of different ways you can assign it to another account. You could do temporary codes. This would be a really cool thing depending on if you had like an Airbnb. You could do this with a gateway. Now you have to use that code one time to change it. So they give you a really long code. You plug that in, and then you can change it to something shorter. Now, fingerprint programming is not as easy as an iPhone. It takes a couple tries here, and it's not going to be as generous. So, because this is not on a gun safe or something, you need perfect access every time. You'll see here, I got my wife to come over. I said, hey, it's time to program your fingerprint in here. So she'll go ahead and program the fingerprint as well. So she does that. Here we go. 1, 2. Takes 4 tries to go ahead and plug the new fingerprint in. Turns green, and now it's saved. So last item up here is the RFID keys. Now they include 2 keys with your purchase. Now you can buy more keys, and if you buy more locks, you get additional keys. You can share keys between locks, so you can have an RFID key that does all of them. You can have ones that are set up only for certain ones. So that's the multiple different kinds of entries. I'm going to go ahead and test the fingerprint feature here. I believe I let my wife do it. Now, she tried it too fast there. She got the green, and then you turn it. So it's going to lock the handle. When you do that, it's actually making the handle work. So when you touch it, There's the different code numbers. This is why I said it's a little bit hard to use the number system, so I wouldn't use it installed this way if you were always going to be doing numbers, because that wouldn't be as convenient. I might install it vertically if I was doing that and just have you twist to open the other way. So worked out pretty well. We tested out a couple things here. So we're turning it on. There's my code 2424. That was, by the way, the answer on the Wise Hunt the other day. If you guys watched that, that was their key code. I used the RFID key and it was instant. So you can see RFID key goes right there. Lets you in and out as well. So tried several different ways. This is actually the backup key. So they do have a really cool backup key on the end of the handle. So if you need a bypass key, you can do that. And this is how you take the sticker off at the very end. So one of probably the most impressive for the price products I've seen to date. Now, I don't say that a lot, but this product was one of my favorites of the show. Worked out really, really well. So well, in fact, I bought another one this morning. I can tell you with my own money. It's going to go either on the studio door or we might put it on the master. We're getting our bathroom redone right now in the hall, so the kids are using the master bath, but it'll keep them out of the master bedroom, which is something we want. They were not too happy with it, and I'll show you what ended up happening here. So we had our kids test it out here real quick. This is Maverick. He's so mad. Like they used to be able to break in, now they can't.
Busted! Haha, we got you now.
And he's done. He can't get in there. Our stuff is safe, and better yet, he is safe. So if you've got things that you don't want your kids to get into, those little lock handle covers, they work until they're 3. Maverick's 3 years old still, and he's able to bypass them with just his fingers. So if you're looking for something that will work, I don't know about waterproofing on it. Let's take a look real quick. I don't believe that one is for exteriors, but let's take a look one last time at the Amazon shop. And if you're just tuning in, it's John the Net Guy. We're taking a look at a product from Howser, and excellent price on this thing. I'm just double checking to make sure. Has Alexa capability as well. 15-minute install. Got a free warranty. Works with a variety of sizes of doors. Again, I have not seen a passage handle like this. It does have a lot of modes in the app. Let me pull the app up. I almost forgot to give you guys a view of the app real quick here. Let me pull the app up real fast so you can see it. This is the app that I use. I can simply touch, and upstairs now that lock is unlocking, right? So if I'm within Bluetooth range of it. If I have a gateway, it can do the lock and unlock via the gateway. Passcodes here, I've got one that's stored as wife and one that's just the number that's not been programmed in yet. You can actually do the RFID cards. I've only registered one card so far. That's another option here. Fingerprints, we have 2. Dad and wife are programmed in there, so either of us can have access to the room. But if you've got an older sibling, that's another really neat option here, right? So you can go in through here and you can give it a validity period, and maybe you've got a housekeeper that's is coming by. You can also look at records and say, hey, when was the last time Dad used this? And it has the time of day, timestamp of when people entered and exited. I can look at the overall records. My wife was just saying there, I just unlocked it with the app, so that registered. I unlocked with fingerprint and IC card, and then we use the PIN code there, so it's showing all the different options here as well. There is a gateway feature, which we don't have in this case. You could add in a gateway option, and you can also add an additional administrator. So maybe you have a business and you want to have a bunch of these at your business. Again, pricing primo on these. You can manage this and actually have other people that have similar locks be allowed to use your area. So if you got different departments, you can give them their own app and then they can share capabilities. So pretty cool passageway and access system. Again, this is from Howser, but very happy with it. And that is all of the products in the show. I thank you guys all for sticking with it and powering through with me. That was one of the long shows, but I had so much great tech to show you guys, so much cool stuff I wanted to share with you. We went through 15 products. If you're ever wondering where can I find those products, again, the deals don't stop now. The promo codes, I know one is good till November 3rd. The other one I'm not sure on. I don't know the expiration on. So if you're interested in getting some of those items, take a look at that. The promo codes are going to be in this video. You can scroll back and find them. If you're looking for the promo code for the heated gloves, there it is, $27 off, and that's 4IIXPZCZ. That one will get you a great deal on some nice ski gloves if that's what you're looking for, whether for yourself or for somebody else. If you're looking for a promo code here for the Petite Simone bag, which I can't not show you again, that's this bag right here. It's an additional 10% off. It's just 10 John Live is an additional 10% off code, which is a great deal on this bag. Kids that are maybe in school right now, maybe you did not get them a new bag this year. They were using their old one. Get them a new bag. That would be a great Christmas gift, and that's a great price on it as well. So there we go. Last but not least, this is my Amazon shop. So if you guys are looking to find where can I find all these deals, if you visit that URL that we have down here along the bottom, actually, let me scroll it and turn off the other one. I'm going to hide that one. This app does not like using touchscreen. I don't want to have both of them. There we go. So if you visit my Amazon shop, you can go ahead and hit the button up here that says Idea Lists, and that's going to have all of the different show lists of all the different things we've had in the past. If you hit on videos, you're going to see all of the videos. I've done some pretty crazy videos. I did a boat cover the other day, and it works great. We've had a ton of rain here, and it's been great. So some of the things I didn't show on the shows, I've actually had to just go direct to video. They're available under videos. If you do hit this week's idea list, it's number 42, Great Gear, Gifts, and Gadgets. That has all of the stuff that we use today and all of the deals in there as well. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to check the chat one more time, make sure we got our power users here. Oh, John Freeman, he must just be back from some kid activity. He says, hey, how you doing? My doppelganger in name only. Well, yeah, actually, we debate about it. But thanks for showing up, John. And we're right at the end of the show. Been some great products. Very excited about next week and the week after. I've got some great stuff. I've got some additional bags, which are pretty cool. So I've got some stuff like that. I've got some drones to show. Actually, let me go grab them real quick here, give you guys a tease of next week. Holy Stone Company and DRC, DEERC. They sent me 2 drones. It has been so rainy. I have not been able to test these out, but I'm looking for an excuse. So, John, maybe we go go do the football practice thing. It's where he's just coming from. Maybe I run these out to you so I don't run them in town and get myself in trouble. But 2 under 250, 249 gram weight drones. So these don't need a license, don't need registration, don't need anything like that. Those are coming up next week. I got a bunch of other really cool stuff. Thank you guys for checking in. Thank you guys all that participated today. Thank you guys in Amazon. I really appreciate it. Jose Alessandro Chavez Rivera. That's a long name, but man, thank you so much, Jose, for checking in there and starting to follow. I will see you guys next week, Jose, and I will check you guys all out in episode number 43.